to nowhere. Got some amazing people here with me. We're actually going to go around and introduce ourselves. Um, I will start. I am the Burt Coin, and I am our DM for today, or GM, I should say, since we're not playing D&D. But yeah, if we would just want to start up in the top left of our screen, we'll start there with RPG Roll Factory. If you want to introduce yourself.
That's me. Hi, I am K.O. Myers. I'm a freelance podcast producer, and I'm the host and writer, pretty much everything of the Roll Factory podcast. I'm on Twitter at RPG Roll Factory. Are we introducing characters now, or just us?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and introduce your character, what they're about.
I'm playing Jesse Plum. Jesse was a journalist in pre-war Baltimore, and uh, as journalists do, uncovered some evidence of political corruption. Left town with a price on her head, made her way west, and jumped off at a small town. Cut her hair short, introduced herself as uh, Mr. Jesse Plum, Esquire, and has been kind of laying low, making some money, posing as an attorney, um, and keeping an ear out for strangers in town who might be there about her bounty.
Awesome, awesome. Next up, we have Nat is online. I'm just using your Twitter handles, by the way, for
You
now.
you can just call me Nat though, like that's easier, I feel like.
Totally
And
fine.
if people in chat see me like write something that might be on the murder veggie, just to have that out there. Um, I don't know what to introduce myself as. I'm just a hobby streamer. I loved tabletop RPGs, but I feel like that's the common ground we all met on. So I babble a lot, so people might have to stop me at one point. But my character is a German doctor called Heinrich, or Heinrich if we're gonna be pronouncing it properly, and he fled his home country because he did some things that might come out or might not come out today. But yeah, that also means I'm going to be trying a terrible German accent. If people suffer with me, that could be nice.
Thanks, Mash Ashy, for the host. Next up, we have. Wow, that I did not expect that Twitter handle, but Angie, go ahead. Is that Doki Doki Angie? Are you muted?
You're living my biggest fear right now.
Right? Audio issues.
Let's just smile through it.
All right. Well, Andrew, if you want to go real quick, and then we'll swing on back once we get Angie back
All right.
talking again.
I'm Andrew, Sidna on Twitter. That matters. I will be playing Zorfam Blumenthal, a mad scientist who blew up a university and killed his father, a bunch of people, blew off his mother's hands, and then they said, you know what, you're just too crazy, so get out of here. So I'm on this train now looking for more ghost rock to fuel my wicked inventions. That's about it.
Seems Angie has lost audio. So give her a few minutes to try and figure that out, and I'll explain kind of what we're going to get up to today. So the players are going to be starting on a train to Nowhere. That is our title for today's episode. Nowhere is actually a town, so they are on train. Oh, okay, I was talking to Angie. I was like, did I lose audio too? Audio problems are literally the worst. I hate them so much. Anyway.
I think it's just me. I don't know if you
There
guys
you
can
are.
hear me.
You're
Oh,
back
I can
now.
see you again.
Yay. And I'll just finish up real quick. So they're going to be on a train, and some stuff's going to go down, and we'll kind of see how they handle it, and we'll do a little role play, and it'll be a fun time. Angie, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself and your character real quick.
Yeah, of course. So I'm Angie, pronouns she, her. By day, I do brand design for a tech company, and by night, I'm just a geek and a gamer and a dice maker. I make handmade resin dice at the Dicery. And today I will be playing Lillian Slater. Lillian is the daughter of a widow, and she's a bit of a vigilante of sorts. She's dedicated to defending her town and keeping her mother safe.
Nice, nice. Are you from nowhere?
Um,
Are you returning
I
home?
yeah, that works.
Nice, nice. It's a good way to kind of tie things in. Well, uh, you guys are all on a train, chugging along. We are moving, not necessarily too fast, but definitely at a good pace. Definitely at a pace that you don't want to be outside of the train. So keep that in mind. Um, we're going to be moving along, and you guys hear there is an intercom system, and you guys hear over the intercom, passengers, this is your captain, Clinton Lewis. We are passing through Kansas. Please be advised there will be marshals in and out of your cabins. Please continue as normal. So you guys kind of have a few minutes to maybe talk amongst yourselves, maybe talk to some other people that are around. You are in a first class cabin. It has nice red felted seats. There is a bathroom in your train car that is just for you guys to use. There's plenty of storage. There's extra blankets and pillows and things that they afford to you as well for comfort. There is a decent amount of people around, but you guys have your kind of corner to yourself.
Marshals, what's that about?
I must
Well, I don't
say, upon
know.
hearing that, I just try to stash my weapons in my suitcase, my backpack. Just get them out of the way.
Yeah, definitely. You guys would know that
Well, I should.
going through Kansas is a dangerous thing. So basically, they're just going to be kind of coming around to make sure that everything's chill, nothing's going on.
I think Jesse probably would be sitting with reading the news, reading the same has been reading the same newspaper for we've been on the train for like 2 days. I think you said, um,
Hmm.
sort of sitting in a corner, kind of peering over the top of it, just sort of watching everything going on.
How
Uh,
suspicious are you looking?
It's more of well, I don't know. Jesse's standard outfit is, she's been wearing the same suit for probably the last 10 years. Like, it was probably black at some point, now it's dark gray. The elbows are a little shiny, and the cuffs are a little red.
I'm not hearing you for some reason.
No?
We are, though.
yeah, we are.
Interesting. Um, so I think it's mostly just about trying to keep not be noticed is what she's trying to do. And at the same time, sort of keeping aware of everything that's going on in the cabin. So, how suspicious that looks from the outside is hard to tell, but
Now I'd be interested to know whether there's something as perception rolls, because I would probably keep an eye out on people that would keep an eye out for me, because, being followed is not fun. And I can see Heinrich just scribbling his notebook and trying to be like, did you see? Is he looking at me? That kind of thing. Are they? So I'd probably like start ending in like a duel of eyes, just being like, and I just like awkward, non-reacting.
You guys can take a look around the cabin. It is open enough that you can kind of see everything going on. There is these little walls that kind of separate seating areas, as it is first class, so you do have a little bit of privacy to yourselves, but you can obviously hear conversations and see people maybe across the train from you fairly easily. There is a couple arguing on the other side with a child, and the other seat is empty. And there's a lot of chatter on the other side where there's more passengers that you can't quite see.
are they
It's just kind
arguing
of you guys here.
amongst themselves, or are they arguing with the child?
They're arguing amongst themselves, and the child seems to be uh, being ignored. We'll say, just kind of playing with a little toy that they have in their hands. It looks like a little toy cowboy.
I think Zarfam is muted.
Mm-hmm.
The audio issues continue.
I just, that was supposed to be expected. It was so smooth earlier. Couldn't have.
It's not a stream without tech issues.
By the way, that random voice you hear, that's Derek, who you all know and love.
So I think maybe at this point, Jesse would if it Dr. Heinrich, is that right? What
Yes.
doctor of what?
Medicine. You will see him like in a white coat, so that would be a suspicion, even if he doesn't tell you. And like they might even be wearing a stethoscope. It's a bit old, bit like rancid, but it does the job.
What brings you out to nowhere?
Considering you also seem like you expect to be followed, let's just not talk about that loudly, shall we?
Fair enough.
He just giggled to himself a little bit, more like a nervous chuckle. But say,
Looks like we still have audio issues going on for
Yep.
Zofram.
I think he's changing his headphones, maybe.
What does Lillian think about the fact that there's going to be some marshals walking around and that you guys are going through the very dangerous area of Kansas?
Yeah, so I would imagine Lillian's a little bit used to this sort of thing, so she's actually looking pretty relaxed. She has kind of just internally taken note of some of the characters that are on the train car with her, but other than that, she's probably just gonna kind of keep to herself. She's probably keeping an eye out the window. Other than that, yeah, she's not too perturbed by this situation.
Coming in now.
Hey, welcome
Awesome.
back.
Thank you. So, this is our cabin, right? Like that
It's kind of a cabin, yeah.
is that bathroom there? Like that's just for us?
It's for this car of the train. So it is public, but it is only for the people that are seated in this car.
Do you guys mind if I just pop in there for a bit? Maybe mix up some potions in the sink?
Do those potions smell? Like, would that smell like go into the cabin and like be noticeable? I can't hear you, but I'm seeing a nod. so I would
Yes,
assume...
definitely.
Oh, there we go.
Definitely.
Yeah, if I noticed that, I would look up to my companion on the other side of the table and be like, "Do you smell this?"
What does it smell like?
I might not be an expert, but it could be some kind of concoction.
We get a courtesy flush?
I don't think that kind
Well,
of
the door's
concoction, sir.
open. You could come in here if you want to. I'm just mixing up some potions.
Is that what they call it
And-
where you're from?
Hmm?
I'm an alchemist.
Oh, so you mean literally? Potion.
Literally, yes.
Interesting. Okay.
Mister, what is your name? Because I can smell that you're doing it wrong.
Oh, Zorfam.
And he would, like, Heinrich would stand up and go with his notebook and, like, look what you're doing and, like, go to this page that had probably a similar kind of potion, go through it and tell you that you're missing this ingredient and then grab it from his backpack and give it to you. Like, then it will stop smelling. Just, and then go back to the seat as if nothing ever happened.
We like this guy, Fritz, yes. I'm gonna add that to my potion there in the sink.
I like how you're just mixing a potion in the middle of a train car in a sink with the door open, just like anyone can see you.
Hmm.
I got nothing to hide.
People probably don't know what's going on as you're just like digging into the sink and just you're sloshing and the smell. So yeah, with that, the door to the cart in front of you opens up and you see a man step through. Very typical cowboy looking man, and has a law medal pinned to the outside of his coat. Just very slowly kind of walking through, looking into each of the separate places where people are sitting just for a moment and moving on. Doesn't seem to be lingering in any one place, but is definitely slowly moving on and eventually going to get to you guys who are in the back of the car.
Try to, like, hide my nose in my book, like, be a bit closer, like, towards the window, just try to my face not be completely noticeable. And I have my glasses on, that probably also act like a mirror a little bit.
Yeah, I think I would. Sorry, Zarfam, you were saying?
I missed what the person who came in did.
Oh, okay, yeah. They are just going. It is the marshal, and they are going from seating area to seating area, basically, just kind of looking and then moving on, not necessarily lingering in any one place, but just going to kind of walk by, and eventually they're going to get to you guys.
Lillian's just gonna make eye contact and kind of the hat.
You get a one in return.
I think Jesse would be trying very hard to not appear to be trying to be conspicuously inconspicuous, I think is the way I'm sort of like trying to not appear to be hiding.
I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
I'm
I
just
mean, that
gonna
definitely
reach.
makes sense.
I'm gonna reach back and just kind of push that bathroom stall door closed a little ways.
Yeah,
Probably
yeah, for sure. You
coughing.
want to hide the
Yeah.
hide what you're doing in there. Yeah, he's not going to come in the bathroom to check you out, so you feel pretty safe behind the door. The marshal then opens the door to the next car and continues on their way. And you have a few more minutes here now as the couple that was there next to you guys had quieted down for a moment and they're arguing. They're arguing in a different language, by the way, and it is German. So I think our doctor would know what they're arguing about if you would like to listen in.
Yes, he would definitely listen if he notices it's German, because it's rather rare in the area.
The female is upset that they're moving again, and that they just have to keep going from place to place, and now they're going to even more dangerous places out here in the west rather than being somewhere in a nicer city in the east. And the male is saying, "Well, we don't really have a choice," and it looks like the male might have done something wrong, probably, and that's why they're on the run. The kid seems to be just playing with their little doll toys of one Indian and one cowboy.
Mm-hmm.
Everything
Does the kid seem to be bored or something?
Oh yeah.
Because I think my doctor has a little bit of like dice and cards in his back pocket and would probably approach it being like, in German, ask him like whether he wants to play a game, and like looks at the parents for like approval. Like would sit down back with them, so like at a table, I expect it to be like a 4-person thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you can definitely sit down there with him and ask him to play a game. He would love to play a game with you. The parents don't even seem to really acknowledge that you're there once they get back to their full argument and what they're doing. They do notice you eventually and see that you had pulled out some cards, and then assume that you have the best intentions in mind. So they're going to, not really acknowledge you and let you do your thing.
I would wait for like a moment where I could jump into their conversation, because I can imagine that playing cards with the kid is not going to be that much grabbing my attention. So just like listening in on them and being like, in German again, being like, okay, so what are you running from? Just very directly looking at the man.
Yeah. So the man says very plainly to you, very straight faced, and says the same thing that everyone runs from: someone else.
And you don't seem to be happy about that, lady. Like, at the woman.
Yeah. And the woman says, because he can't keep it in his pants.
That would earn a very disgusted face from the doctor, but also stop him asking questions and just focus on the kid, being like, I don't know these people.
So, with that, we can do our first rolls. I'm gonna have everybody do an investigation roll, which is what I'm gonna use basically for perception.
Do you want us to do it in a specific order?
Oh, it doesn't matter. You can just shout them out.
And is it smarts? Is it like...
It is investigation smarts, yes.
Okay.
I don't have that as a skill. I just roll a d4. Is that right?
Believe so.
I have notice. I feel like that could be the thing.
You could do that as well.
I have noticed as well, yeah.
Okay, yeah, do that one.
Oh wait,
Is that the? Oh, yeah, okay. No, I'm sorry. We're gonna do notice.
Yeah.
I had overlooked that one, and that's the one we were gonna use.
that's slightly better then. That's a
That
6.
makes sense. That makes more sense for perception.
It is still just cool.
I got
4?
it. I got an 8.
Who's got our highest number? I heard
Zofram.
8 so far. Zofram got a
8. 8 was the one I got, yeah.
okay. Did we hear what Heinrich got?
A 2.
A 2.
The problem with the D4.
Yeah. Right. So Zofram, you notice out the window that you can just barely kind of see through. It is a little dark out there as it is later in the day. There's definitely something moving out there that is almost like keeping up with you, which is very odd considering you're on a train.
I would definitely just instantly point that out to everyone in this cabin with me. Because look at that. Just, do you see this? This is impossible. Something out there is keeping up with the train, and I haven't invented it yet.
Heinrich would just be very confused, looking around, looking at the kid, looking outside. And what do I see there?
So you guys all kind of scrambling to the window, and a few other people in the car do so as well. As you kind of stirred people up, you do look out and you do see 4 what look like to be men, but slightly degraded down, and you can see kind of like skin and bone, riding horses that look very similar, and they're moving so fast that they're keeping up with the train. And then they seem to be almost going faster than the train as they go to the car ahead of you guys. It's at the same moment that you guys realize what these are, that they're some form of undead, that the marshal runs through your train car to go to the one ahead of you, or behind you, back to where he came from, rather. Which is where these other creatures seem to be heading as well.
What range away from the train are they? Like, are they within pistol range?
That music drop.
Yep. On point.
That was fantastic, Derek. Thank you. So they are a ways out. You can just barely kind of make them out as they are a little bit lighter colored, and the lights from the train are kind of reflecting off of them. So you just kind of make them out. I'd say probably like 80 feet or so, but they're getting kind of closer, but they're moving to the car ahead of you guys.
I think,
Good heavens.
They're headed toward the car in front of us, but the marshals went to the car behind us.
I'm sorry, I keep messing that up.
That's okay.
Yes, the car behind you.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm,
do you believe we may be in a spot of trouble here, guys?
Should we
I've
let
never
them-
been in a train robbery, and as exciting as it sounds, I don't think I want to start now.
I'd rather avoid the police showing up here either, so I'd look around and probably see you and know that I can approach you. Same with my companion opposite me. Do I see Jillian? Or is she like on the side, trying not to be like noticeable?
No, I'm not trying to hide or anything. So just to clarify, the marshal is going the opposite direction.
No, he's going the same direction of the
He's going
undead.
the
I'm
same
sorry.
direction.
I messed that up. Yeah,
You're
the
good,
car
you're good.
behind you is where both of the two groups are headed. There's a marshal running that way, and then there's also these kind of undead horse riders out there that are making their way to that car as well as they're getting closer and closer to the side of your train.
Lillian's probably just she's gonna start booking it like behind the marshal. Like she saw what was going down, she sees which direction they're heading, she sees the marshal heading that way. She's probably not gonna put too much thought into it, and she's just gonna start running towards the car behind.
Yeah, I take this as a cue to follow. She looks capable. I just like tell the others while I'm going.
I think Jessie would pull out her sidearm and check the chamber and panic attack. I can't trust the bot and get anything right. So.
But yeah, and I did grab my
Yeah.
things from my backpack. Otherwise, it would be a bit vague.
Yeah, for sure. And you see the kind of panic set in among the other passengers as You notice that most of them are civilians. There's not anyone here that seems like they're going to be joining you in your endeavor, as they all kind of go to the opposite side of the car, and as they're gonna move away. So I don't know why that just happened. Let me recall all our cards. I'm gonna need these in a minute.
I think if there's anybody left who's anywhere near the door between the cars, I would say, we're gonna shut this door. You don't let us in, and I'm gonna do like a quick 3-rap knock. If we knock like this, that's us. You let us in. Otherwise, you keep this door shut.
You get a nod of understanding from the group that was closest to the door as they kind of move back to the other side of the car, and they start even ushering other people as well, back towards where you guys were kind of sitting in the first place.
As Zorfrem goes through the door, I'm just gonna whisper to these people, like, just open the door. If someone comes to it, you're gonna be dead anyway. So, I mean, just let me back in. Is all I'm saying. Okay.
See that flush of white go across their face as you say you're going to be dead anyways, and that almost sends that person into internal panic. You can see on their face.
Happens to all of us.
Do I
Eventually.
hear that? Because then I just like hit him in the shoulder without telling him why, but being like, just a
Just
little knock.
little punch,
Yep.
little shoulder punch.
All the way running forward.
Yeah, so
Recently.
as you guys are making it through the door of the car behind you, where all the action is seemingly about to go down, you do hear from the outside of the train scratching and kind of almost clawing as something is climbing on top of the train. And then you see the undead horses kind of come back. As you look out the window, you see them kind of fall off, and you realize that all 4 of these things are now on top of the train, on top of the car that you just entered. And
Wow.
by the time you guys opened the door, you had noticed that they had already made their way into the train, and one of them is currently on top of the marshal. And we are going to start there as far as a combat encounter goes. I'm going to pull up a map. I'm going to switch our screen over, so hopefully Derek can get us set up on the stream. But you guys on Roll20 should be able to see now
Lovely map.
a lovely train car, which I need to zoom in myself. And you guys are going to be at this end, and let me just go ahead and find some random tokens to throw in for some enemies. And then we are going to attempt, keep in mind everyone in chat, none of us have ever played this game before. we're going to attempt our combat, and we're going to do our best, and we're going to have some fun with it.
Fine.
Let me just type in undead here, and we'll just throw in some zombie-looking tokens.
Are they armed? Like, do they have shooting weapons or
Oh
machete
yeah.
or whatever?
All of them are armed with weapons. They seem to be intelligent, and know what they're doing anyway. And the marshal, you had heard a gunshot when you were coming through, and the marshal is laying on the ground beneath one of these, seemingly at least very injured at the minimum.
So if they know what they're doing, they have that advantage over us.
That is fair. Except I'm controlling them, so I don't know what I'm doing, and therefore we're on the same level.
Excellent. So is there an initiative of some sort?
There is initiative,
card.
so we will be drawing cards for
Gotcha.
initiative. So I will go ahead and deal out a card to each one of you on Roll20. Let me handle that real quick.
And no card stealing, even though we can.
Yeah, no card stealing. You get the card you get. One card, Andrew. I have to do it individually, so just give me a moment. We need one more for Murder Veggie.
We go.
So you should each have a card now.
Yes.
What is the highest and what is the lowest card in this game?
I believe it follows the same rules that like a normal
Aces.
card deck would follow. So aces are going to be your highest, and twos are going to be your lowest.
Well, then I believe I just rolled a 20 in initiative because I have an ace.
Oh, nice. Anyone else have a high card or a face card?
I have a queen of spades.
Lillian,
Got a 10 of hearts.
10 of hearts. And
Four
Jesse,
Or club.
4 clubs. All right, so it looks like the 3 of you who don't have 4 clubs are going to be going first. We're going to have the enemies go, and then we're going to have Jesse follow up at the end. So, first up, as you come into this, and you see these 4 undead on the other side of the car from you, is, I'm sorry, Dr. Heinrich.
Yeah. I'd probably, seeing the marshal on the floor, would aim at the one on top of him, because I'll take it as my personal duty to go and heal the person that's on the floor, but I can't do that when there's an enemy on top of it, so I'll take my 2 revolvers and just start shooting. Now
Shoot
it's the
'em up.
question, shooting agility, I guess. It's still a D4, so wish me luck. That's a 2 again.
Yeah.
Is there any additives on the shooting? Because I feel like...
You get to roll your d6, right? The wild dice?
Yes.
Oh yeah, true.
You get to roll d6, and then you take the highest result.
Well, that's a 5. That's way better.
All right, and give me 1 moment for these guys. So you're aiming for the one that is on top of the... All right. Yeah, that's definitely going to be a hit.
Alright. Then I'm gonna go grab a second D6, if I hadn't thought of that. And roll the damage, because it's a 2d6 plus 1.
Yeah.
And that's 2 ones. Sure. So we have 3 damage.
Wow.
I guess the thought counts.
All right. Yeah, 3 damage. So you do get a shot off, but the visuals of these guys kind of throw you off at first. So as you kind of come up to aim, you're thrown off just a little bit, but you do clip the shoulder of one of them with your shot, and you see it kind of move back just a moment, and then it like snarls at you, and it's looking right back at you with its weapon drawn. Who do we have up next? I believe we had a queen.
That was me. Queen?
Yep.
Your fan. So me, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to reach to my belt and hit a little button, and you're going to see like a shimmering mist come out and form a shield around my body. Just kind of hovers in the air around me and solidifies and then disappears. And I guess I roll to see how powerful that works. Is that right?
It should tell you if you
Yeah,
want to read out the ability.
So, magical shield around a character that protects from damage. Success adds +2 to the toughness, and a raise +4.
Gotcha. Yeah, so go ahead and roll for that, and I believe
That would be with my
it's toughness.
with my weird science, right?
Yes.
So that's a D8.
Like I said, we're gonna figure this out.
So I got a 5 there.
Good. Yeah. So that's gonna add that 2 to your toughness, I believe. And as far as your turn goes, would that be all for you?
Oh yeah, I guess I would kind of look around and does anyone else want one of these? And that would be my turn.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Derek, can we get some music that does not have lyrics, please? It's just little off-putting in my brain. Appreciate you, buddy. Appreciate you, buddy. All right, I believe Lillian is up next.
Okay, so Lillian would like to get a bit closer range. She's gonna try to use she's gonna whip out the shotgun. So she's going to, can I get within, possible to get within maybe like 10 feet?
How far?
15 feet?
15 feet. You'd have to get pretty up there for 15 feet. So I don't know exactly, but you know what? We're having fun. So let's just say you book it.
We can go up to 20. I wasn't sure how far back.
Yeah, just book it up there. Let's move these enemies up actually, because the train patch would be about mid-car. So actually, you should be fine if you wanted to move 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, we'll put you right there, so you're just within 15 feet of the first 2 enemies that are there. You can kind of just barely see them on the screen.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, Lillian's just kind of, she's gonna look at the Marshal down on the ground. She's gonna say, Marshal, you just hang on. I'll take care of these unsightly devils for you. And she's going to whip out her shotgun. I have the quick draw skill, which it automatically draws my weapon as a free action.
Nice.
It should just be able to fire, I believe. And that would be I roll my shooting die first.
Correct.
Alright. So, it's a 10 for my shooting die.
Oh yeah.
And then I go ahead and roll damage, correct?
Correct, yes.
It says 1 to 3d6 for the damage on my shotgun. I'm assuming that may have something to do with range.
Probably. We'll go with 2. We'll go with 2 and we'll just average it out.
Okay.
Like I said, we'll figure it out as we go.
Okay, that's a 5 and a 6, so that's 11 damage.
Oh wow. So, which one were you shooting at?
The one closest to me,
To the left or to the right?
Marshal on the floor. Shotgun damage.
Yeah, right. To the left or to the right?
We'll do the guy on the left.
Guy on the left. Yeah, so you run up and you just whip out your shotgun all in one action and blast this guy away, and he moves backwards and just goes lifeless onto one of these chairs here. So this one here in the corner is going to be dead. I will go ahead and add a thing to them. Bam. Oops. Roll 20. It's the best. There we go. Nice big X there.
Hell yeah.
You notice too, getting close, that there was a scream and someone else is sitting in the chair that was right here. Most likely a civilian. They're not harmed or anything, but they're definitely off-put by the fact that an undead just got flung across by a shotgun blast and is now basically sitting in the chair across from them.
You're welcome, our friend. Just keep your head down there.
Dead's better than undead.
So it is these guys' turns, and we're going to move up here, and these 2 that are now kind of on the sides flanking the one in the middle that's over the top of the Marshal are going to pull up your standard looking pistols, and they're going to take a shot, both of them, at Lillian, who is standing right in front of them with a shotgun.
Whoops.
Give me just 1 second. I got to look at their stuff here. It is a shooting.
know
1,
She was
How do
gonna
actions
run
out
in
of
there.
tone work?
2.
Is there like a reaction system? Because I have deflection. I would probably, if I can touch her, jump forward, touch her, and like make sure that she gets that shield.
Yeah, I mean, you can do that if you want. Like I said, we're kind of just going to keep this loose.
All right then. The success would add 2 to your tough. Wait, not even that. I feel like subtract 2 from its shot.
Subtract 2 from the shot. Well, the shot was a 3 for the first shot, so that's going to go ahead and not hit, I assume.
Is that against my toughness?
Your toughness, yeah.
Yeah, I've got a 5 for that, so
Okay.
not hit.
Second one, 3 and a 6, but so the 6 is what it's going to be, but it has a negative from your ability. Is that what you're saying?
Like
Dr.
subtract
Heinrich?
2. I'm
Yep,
not sure
so
whether it
subtract.
does it for every shot or for only one. But basically, I can imagine like a weird magic shield in front of her, and be probably confused why Doctor can do that.
Yeah, so you see as one of them just kind of wildly shoots as it moved up a little bit, and is almost can kind of see fear in their face, like they can feel emotion too. And the one on the other side though was just kind of standing still and took a moment to aim, and your bracing for what's about to be a shot, and you see this kind of shimmering thing come up and just deflect it away from you and into the ceiling. And there's now a hole in the ceiling of the train car, and you can hear a little whistle from the wind.
I'm just gonna throw a little wink at Henrik there, like, cool.
He would probably be very focused on like, because he has to touch you for the spell to work. So like reach your shoulder, like he's lunging forward and like about to fall. So he will probably accept the compliment, but can't react right now.
The one that's standing over the marshal, though, reaches their hand on their back and pulls out a rifle, picks it up and aims it right at the doctor that has just kind of come out of the side of the train car there to help their friend. And let's go ahead and do this. 5 and a 5.
Toughness is a 5. What does he
5.
do on a...
Well, typically, it's like meets beats, right?
Yeah.
So, it's okay. Won't hurt you too bad. These rolls are terrible. 3.
Alright, I'm just gonna note that down on my health points.
Yes. What is your health points, by the way?
Good question.
Total.
That's the one thing I didn't figure out.
Oh, okay.
No,
3. You're dead. No. Anyway, it is going to be Jesse's turn.
All right. So if my pace is 6 feet, how far can I move? Because I'm thinking I want to duck either here behind this wall or behind this wall, and then just take a shot with my pistol at.
We're gonna go pace because it's 6. We're gonna say it's like × 5 for feet, right? So 30, kind of
Gotcha.
like a D&D movement. Yeah.
Excellent. So I'm gonna 5, 10, 15. I want to shoot at the one with the rifle. So I've got a D6 for shooting, and I get to roll an extra D6 as the wild type. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay.
And then you just take the higher of the 2.
They were both 5.
Yeah, so you're good.
Excellent.
Go ahead
Okay,
and
and then 2d6 damage, armor piercing 1, only 3 damage.
3 damage. Yeah, so you definitely connected on that, but you see as it kind of went through without hitting like any flesh, which is just very weird and off-putting to you guys.
And then after I take the shot, I'm going to duck behind this. I'm assuming that's a wall. There.
Yeah, yep, that is a wall there. And there is a door as well next to you. That would be like the door to get into the car when it's parked. Probably don't want to open that one right now.
No.
We are back to the top of the round.
Mm-hmm. Is the guy still standing on top of the marshal,
Yes.
or did he move?
Yep, they didn't move. It's this one here in the middle that looks like a woman in a dress with a half a head.
Alright. Heinrich did notice that his shots didn't go so well last time, so he will probably use his magic on himself this time. And there's a thing that's called boosting traits, which he can do, and that's going to raise my trait by die type. And if you allow it, he will use that immediately to shoot as well. Because it's just touch, and it's like instant, so...
Yeah.
At least this time it's 2d6s, so let's hope. Yeah, that would be a 5.
Oh, yeah. Got it.
Which also is going to be 2d6 damage, so 5 plus 1, 6 damage.
6 damage, very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Thing is still standing over the marshal, but it does let out this kind of like weird screech. It's kind of like, ah! And it's very, very off-putting to you guys. I'm actually going to right now just have you guys all roll guts rolls.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Guts were strength, right? Vigor.
Guts is, I have skills right here pulled up. Guts spirit.
Great.
Oh yeah.
Oh no. I have smarts, nothing else.
Me too.
That is a 2.
Oh, I got a 1.
I got a 5.
I got a 3.
All right, so the 2 and the 1, you guys are basically feared, essentially, so you're a bit afraid. It doesn't necessarily mean that you can't do anything, but you're definitely going to be moving the opposite direction and trying to get behind something. Probably not trying to look at these creatures on your next turn.
I'm definitely afraid because I have a -2 to my gut rolls. I realize my hindrance, so I'm gonna be hiding.
Yes.
So much to helping.
I believe Zorfram is up next.
Oh yeah. So I'm afeared of these now.
Correct.
So I believe I will probably run over here and hide. Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure. So
Or
right there,
I'm
what
gonna
you're
just
hiding next
scoot
to
over
is just
here,
like a little. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Those are just like storage containers there for people to use that are on the train car, in that little cubby that you see there on the map. Right here, I will ping for those at home. All right. So is that it for you then?
I think what I'm going to do is so I can move now. I can try and make an attack. Is that right?
Yeah, you can try to jump out there and make an attack. What we'll just say, I don't even know if this is really a thing because, again, we're all just kind of making it up. Whatever you would do normally, just roll it twice and take the lesser, like a disadvantage.
Okay. So I'm gonna try and cast entangle. So for me, that would be I'll pull a small pouch from my belt and some seeds, dump some seeds into my hand and kind of chuck them ahead. And where they land, there's like a little puff of smoke, and then these vines come out and try and entangle the enemies. So I just kind of lob that over.
Yeah.
A roll 2, you said?
Just roll it twice. Whatever you're rolling, roll it twice and give me
So
the
I got a
lower result.
7 and a 4, so I'll take the 4. And I got a 1 on my my wild card dice, so that's not good either.
No. So what we're gonna say happens is you guys see this like seeds come over you, and you see that little puff of smoke come out, and these vines kind of come up from the ground, seemingly out of nowhere, and they just start entangling the carpet and the wood that's on the floor. And instead of grabbing onto the enemies, it just wraps the marshal up, and he's just kind of there. He's just there now, grunting as he's been wrapped up, and he can't even move.
Hopefully that gives him another point of armor.
We'll see if he gets attacked.
That'll be my turn. There you go, Marshall. Good luck.
Fully intentional.
Zorfam doesn't make mistakes.
All right, I believe Lillian is up next.
Okay. I am going to. I'm gonna go for. Where is the marshal? Is he under that guy?
He's underneath the one in the back here.
The one back. Okay. Then I guess I'm just gonna keep trying to pick him off. So I'm gonna go for the one on the right hand side, and
Okay.
I'm gonna fire with my shotgun again. Okay, so that's a D10 for shooting. That was a 4 hit.
I believe you also have your D6 for wild die as well.
Oh,
You
do
can
I
take the
have
higher.
a wild die as well?
You can take
Okay.
the highest result from those 2 rolls. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, well, I rolled a 4 and a 3, so.
All right, so you go ahead and go to shoot your shotgun again, but just a moment ago you were almost about to get hit with a bullet, and then it kind of refracted up into the ceiling and it threw you off. So when you came back down to focus again, you didn't bring your shotgun down all the way, and you just put a hole directly above this guy, right through the top of the
good
train
lord.
car. You guys are poking holes in the top of the train car now.
Redecorate.
Hopefully no one needs it afterwards.
Is that it for you?
And
You'd like to move at all or anything?
yeah, I might actually use some movement. So can I get a little bit of cover if I kind of tuck into the car on my right just a bit?
Yeah, sure. So you want to move kind of over here?
Right? Yeah. That
Okay.
should work.
Yeah, that's great. You can kind of tuck yourself in there. No one is at this table currently, so you can just get up in there and kind of get behind the wall that's there. Get yourself some cover.
That'll do it for me.
All right. it is the enemies here. So these guys are going to stay exactly where they are, as they're kind of flanking what seems to be their leader here that's standing over the marshal. And they are going to send out some more shots. So the one here is going to shoot. Let's see. Well, actually, this one here can just barely see you. You got a little bit of cover, so they're going to shoot at you, Lillian. This one here is going to, the one on the right-hand side here is going to shoot at the doctor. So the one towards Lillian is a 5.
Yeah, my
but
toughness
you-
is a 5.
Yeah, but we'll say with your cover, though, that it's going to hit the wall there that's just in front of you and get stuck right in the post. As they do have a little bit of metal kind of around them. So it's just going to get stuck right in that metal there and stops that bullet. And the other one towards the doctor is a 3.
Mm-hmm. That doesn't hit my toughness.
So it just goes right behind you, and there's now another hole in the back of the train car now, towards where the door you guys came out of. Just
At least I
peppering
don't
holes in
notice
this
them.
place.
Mhm.
Luckily for the civilians, they are all, any of them that are here are hiding underneath tables and out of the way. It is now Jesse's turn.
Okay, so the one on the right has taken the most damage. Is that from Lillian?
Yes.
Okay. Then yeah, I'm gonna switch targets, and I'm gonna step out here with my Colt Lightning and take another shot at that one. And that is a 3.
3 is not going to do it.
All right.
As you go ahead and shoot, and again, you're on target, but it just kind of goes right through them, and it doesn't seem to get any purchase as it makes its way through, and it just digs itself. The bullet digs itself right into the chair that's behind him here. As you guys are starting to redecorate the place, to see a little bit of fluff pop out of it.
And then with the rest of my move, can I jet across the car and try to drag the doctor out of behind some cover?
Let's see. You can definitely move across. Let's go ahead and see if there's some kind of roll we can make here. We do have strength as a roll.
Okay.
I think, no, that's stealth. I can't read.
Well, yeah, I definitely have a strength attribute.
Yeah. You can go ahead and roll that.
Now, do I get to roll a wild dice for attribute?
Yeah, let's roll it.
Okay.
Just take. Let's do all the rolls. Let's just roll everything.
That,
More
4.
dice are better.
A 4. Yeah, so you can go ahead and grab onto that white coat and just kind of give him a tug.
Okay. 'Cause
And considering he's scared, he won't protest against anything.
yeah, I just want to get him some cover too.
Yep. So you guys are now kind of in the corner there. You say anything to him as you pull him into the corner?
Just come on, Doc, get your head down.
Again, Heinrich is a bit shook, so he won't say anything, just look confused at you, but agree.
All right, we are back at the top of the round.
Like, y'all never seen
Which
a
way?
zombie with a gun before?
Well, you gotta do what you gotta do. That being said, he would probably shake himself out of the confusion, and I hope you can see this, but lunge over those tables so he can actually get closer to the marshal that's now entangled by vines, which probably means that the guy finally moved off him, unless they're also entangled.
Oh yeah, so he's not necessarily standing over him now. He's kind of next to him. Yeah, he wouldn't. He
Right.
would have reacted to those vines and definitely stepped back.
And that means that the doctor will get out a pocket knife and meanwhile use his healing ability. So I'd imagine just getting those vines off will probably already do some healing because they are sticking in his skin.
Yes, for sure. That is definitely going to help him a lot as far as staying alive. Definitely looks in bad shape. Has a bullet wound, pretty much right in the middle of his abdomen.
I would probably start tending to that with the stuff that I have on me, which is not gonna be much, but at least a little surgery knife to try to get the bullet out, or something to wrap, probably my shirt or something to just wrap the wound at least and get pressure on it. And my healing ability is quite high, so it's a 10. So I just roll that and the wild die. A 9, so quite successful.
Oh yeah, quite successful. Yeah, so you're definitely tending to the wounds and taking care of them, and you are very effective at that, as you can see. And you
thought,
did
I
manage to
choose
cut the vines off as well.
to tie him up because I wouldn't want to ruin my clothes, but his shirt.
Nice. You don't want to ruin the nice white jacket you have. Yeah, totally understandable. All right, so you are here then?
Yep.
All right, great. In the danger zone, but
Yeah.
definitely up there helping out.
Doctor does what Doctor must.
All right, next up, Zorfran.
Okay, I think what I'm gonna do is kind of sidle up beside Jessie here, because I've noticed she's kind of been whiffing her shots a bit. So I'm just gonna pull out a bit of an aerosol thing and kind of like a perfume and just spritz it right on her gun there, and I'll be like, give that a try now, and I'll cast Smite on her gun. So now her bullets will do this. So I got a 7.
So the bullets do extra damage.
They'll do +4. Your bullets will do +4 damage now for 10 minutes.
Excellent.
Oh wow!
Your next
I'll
10.
do a little better
your
on my
next-
hit roll.
Yeah. There you go. Give that a try there, Jesse. You spritz
All right.
your gun.
Here we go.
You'll be shooting
Very
with
nice.
fire. Be careful there.
Everyone go ahead and have a nice stretch real quick. We got a stretch in the chat, so everyone go ahead and just do a nice stretch. Make sure your posture is good.
I have no
Get some
idea what that
water.
was, by the way.
It's a stretch. All right, so Lillian.
Okay, Lily is going to step a few feet out of cover. Maybe like right here.
Mhm.
Okay. And she's going to go ahead and try it again. She's going to try to fire her shotgun towards this guy right here. She
Alright.
feels like she has the best shot against them. So that'll be, let's write D10. The wild die, is that every time?
Yeah, so you rolled a d6, and if it's higher than your other roll, then you can use that one instead.
Okay, I got it. Cool. Okay, so that was a 6, and that was on my roll to hit. So then I guess there's no point in rolling.
Yeah,
to hit,
yeah, right, because it's a max you can get a 6. Yeah, so that's definitely going to hit there for sure.
and it's going to be. Would you say I'm at a 1, 2, or 3d6?
You're at the same length as before, so we'll do the 2 again.
D6. All right, sounds great. All right, do me right, friend. Okay, that's a 6 and a 2. That's 8 total.
Nice. A similar thing to last time happens is this one here also gets blasted back, and now it's kind of doubled up and almost sitting on top of the other one as it was pushed back on top of this, and you hear a very audible scream from the civilian that's right here as another zombie gets thrown into the car with him.
Scaring the civilians to death.
I like
Is
how
it
you're
possible for
stacking
me
them all
to
up
step
in one
back into
booth.
cover?
Yeah, you can step right back on the cover as well. What's your pace?
That is speed.
6? Yeah, so you're good. You can step right back on the cover. We're kind of using it like D&D style.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's fine. Like I said, we play this fast and loose because that's how the Wild West goes. Or the Weird West, I should say. So it is now their turns, and they are going to... The one that is, or was, I should say, standing right on top of the marshal is going to turn with their rifle and try to shoot you, but obviously that's not going to go very well. They have a rifle. Try to shoot the doctor, that is. And they're trying to do it point blank. And in fact, my rolls are so terrible. I swear. That is a 3 again.
First it goes over my back because I'm crouched down, like doing
Yeah.
my work anyway.
Yeah, so as you're kind of crouched down doing your work, you see the rifle kind of spin over towards you, but it goes off a little too early, and you hear that ringing in your ears as a rifle is just shot next to you, but the bullet goes right into that chair again here. and blasts a hole right through it, and into the table as well. This one here, though, is going to try to shoot at the person that keeps ducking out and shooting shotgun shells. That's slightly behind cover, so we're going to go ahead and give a roll for them. It is a 4.
Not hit.
Wow, these guys suck. It's really just my rolls, to be honest. They're terrible, but that's okay. That's how the game works. So this one there then does the same thing again, and almost in the same exact spot hits that little metal piece there, and pushes the bullet in a little further. But you are safe, and it is the Jesse Plum's turn with the giant gun that he now has, the fire gun.
Yeah. So again, I'm going to step out from cover. Don't think I want to shoot at this one again because the doctor's right behind him. So I'm going to take aim at the one with the rifle.
Mm-hmm.
So let's hope the to hit roll is better this time. That's a 6.
Yeah, you got it.
Right, and then 2d6 plus 4. So I'm imagining the bullet ripping out with like an extra burst and maybe a trail of fire as it zips toward and that's 2 4s plus 4 is 12.
Wow. Yeah. Do you want to call your shot on this one?
I would be going for a headshot if I have the ability to do that.
All right. Yeah. So you see him poke out from around the corner and pull out the gun, which is just like slightly glowing in the barrel. And like you said, you see that kind of string of fire behind it as it fires out. And it goes directly dead center in the forehead of this one. And you see it just immediately drop to the ground where it stands, almost on top of where the marshal was, but just off to the side of him. So I'll move him over here.
And then I will, duck back in behind the cover.
Just hear Zorfram. Woohoo! I can't believe that worked.
Yeah, it's a good thing it didn't backfire or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Good thing you didn't roll really poorly. I might have had you hit your friend.
Oops. I mean, I was just barely hit by a dead zombie, so you know.
All right. So top of the round.
Yeah. I don't know. Considering I'm like right behind the thing and the marshal is like healed enough, I'd probably take one of my pistols and just shoot it like right in its back without it noticing. Like just put the pistol behind it and just shoot. So I can't technically miss. I would almost say.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say go ahead and roll, but unless it's a 1, unless you roll 2 1s.
Yeah, no, that's a 2.
Yeah.
1.
Yeah, we're just gonna go with that and say that you hit. So go ahead and roll some damage.
3 plus 1 plus my 1 makes 5 damage.
5 damage, and this one was already hurt before. So yeah, you go ahead and just basically gone right to the back of the head and take care of this one as well, and it just falls forward to the ground.
And I just have now like blood spritzes on my face. I would almost assume.
Oh
like,
yeah.
no way my
sure.
coat is white now.
No. You definitely have some red sparkles all across your coat, all across your face, and in that beautiful hair as well.
Save me some of that.
Considering they're dead now, I'd probably like start dusting off my coat, being like.
Yeah. So we are out of combat now, and you guys can go ahead and do what you like.
So I think I would. I'd be interested in their weapons if they've got any ammo that would be compatible with.
Yeah. So the 3 of them, the 3 regular ones had pistols, and then the other one had a rifle. So.
Okay.
You guys could pick those up. You could take the ammo for it. You could do anything you needed to do with that very easily.
I cannot remember off the top of my head what kind of ammo my weapon uses. I think it's a 38.
We'll say that there's some of that.
Sweet. How many rounds roughly?
How many did you shoot?
2.
2?
No,
you say
3.
You found 3? You found 6 then.
Hey.
Stuff like, give me some of that, because then I would get out a syringe and like start like pulling some blood and putting that in vials. Because I do have my doctor's coat and there should be a lot of stuff in there.
You definitely get some weird looks as you start to take out what little blood these things do have. There is some flesh on there, and you can definitely get some blood out of them for sure.
And also get something out of my coat to clean my coat, because no way in hell I'm walking around like this.
Yeah, so there is the bathroom in this card as well. It is another first class car. So you could head over there and try to clean up a little bit. Obviously, it's blood on a white coat, but it
But
is
I
like
do
a
have
medical
like
coat.
precautions, you know?
Yeah, and
I
it
would
is a
almost say
medical
I have
coat,
like
so
something that cleans that up, because was to be expected.
yeah, of course. So you can definitely take some time to do that. You do notice a sense of calm kind of comes over some of the people, and then they don't necessarily return to exactly what they might have been doing before, but they definitely are a little bit, at least a little more comfortable, except for the person that is right here, who is
I was just
still.
thinking, yeah, while I'm looting bullets, maybe I would go over and just check to see how that person's doing.
Oh, they are very, very shaken.
I think everything's gonna be okay now, ma'am. Ma'am, I'm assuming?
Yes.
You said high-pitched scream.
Yeah, it was a shriek, basically. Yeah.
Sorry about the mess. We'll, just what do we do? Does the marshal have any indication of what he wants done with the bodies afterwards? Like,
How is the marshal?
So the marshal laying on the ground is kind of grunting, holding their stomach, but they are being tended to very, very nicely. It's not a mortal wound, so it looks like they will survive.
Good.
The marshal does stand up and he says, "All right, all passengers to the next car." And you start to see people slowly at first, but then almost running after a moment and kind of evacuating into the next car. The only one who doesn't right away is that lady that was pretty shaken, but I would assume that you can help her enough
yeah,
to kind of get out of there.
it'll be all right. Be a lot less bloody next car over.
Taking a look around, there's a bunch of holes and things that you guys put. There's a couple destroyed chairs, tables, things like that. And the hatch that was also opened was just ripped off completely.
Lincoln's
And
going to
go on.
approach the marshal. Do you know what that was about? What's going on in here?
The marshal lets out a sigh and he says, "Yeah, it was Black Regiment." And he points to them, and you can tell they're wearing these like black trench coats. And you guys would kind of know what these are. You've heard about it, maybe not necessarily seen them up close, but they're basically undead from other battles between the North and South that were out here in Kansas, and that were kind of hanging around still. And what they typically do is they find places to attack, per se. They kill, and they kill, and then they add to their army, essentially, of undead. So with that, real quick, because Derek just reminded me, we're about an hour and a half in, so we are going to go ahead and take a break, and then we are going to get to talking to the marshal here and kind of figure out what's going on, why these undead are on this train. So we'll take a quick 5 to 10, and we'll see you soon.
Great.
Don't go anywhere, anybody. We are going to take a quick break, and then we will return briefly with more Deadlands. We're clear.
Welcome back, everyone. We just killed some undead Black Regiment soldiers from battles long forgotten here in Kansas, and we are going to be talking to the marshal who they just saved. The party just saved. There's also a whole train card to explore if you want as well. But you guys only messed up a little bit.
And a whole lot of white coat to clean, so I'm out for it for a while.
You said there was some skin on these dead things, right?
Yes.
I think I would want to try and peel some of that off and just stick it in a little vial there. Because I saw how the bullets were kind of going through them, and that was cool. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, as you start to do that, let's see. It's got to be something for this, right? You're good at spirit, huh? Can you give me a tribal medicine spirit roll?
Spirit.
Oh, you're terrible at spirit? Oh yeah, you're smarts.
Yeah.
Well, still, give me that roll anyway. We'll see how it goes.
I got a 2.
So you can definitely get some pieces of it, although cutting it is not something you're used to, so they're a little scraggly. But you can definitely get their pieces. As you do so, though, when you pull it back, you realize that the insides of these guys are spotty. There's definitely organs in there and stuff, but they're not complete. They're not all there. It seems that the only thing that they really had going for them is that they had brains.
Henry, have you seen this, Henry?
Okay, at that call you would have like the doctor lurking out of the bathroom window being like, What is it?
These guys look weird inside.
Can I take out the vial again with the blood that I pulled earlier and just look at it a bit closer and see whether I can like tell whether it's human or like combined with some kind of magic, some kind of weirdness that's not normal?
Yeah, sure. Let's see.
I do have knowledge chemistry and knowledge occult.
I was gonna ask for knowledge occult.
Alright, that's a d4 and my wild dice, so let's see. 2 is the highest.
Wow, these rolls are crazy today.
Mm-hmm.
You do know that it is definitely not normal blood. It is a bit darker. It seems a little bit thicker as well. So it's definitely not something that you would typically see in a human.
Do I know whether it's toxic? Or whether I can give it to our experimental guy without being afraid of him injuring himself with it?
With your roll, you would assume that it's not probably smart to ingest it. As far as how dangerous it is, it's probably not too dangerous as it's just blood and it's kind of all over the place right now, and then nothing seems to be happening.
Well, Heinrich would probably just go to like Zorax then and be like, "Hey, here, do not drink," and then just go again and clean his coat because he's still busy with that.
So yeah, I think should we ask the marshal, like, is this a normal occurrence? Y'all get undead boarders on trains a lot coming through here?
Well, out here in Kansas, it's a big problem, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, a town pretty close to here was just wiped out not too long ago, and that's probably where these ones are coming from.
Yikes.
No.
Well, from you'll just hear an entire town. That is a lot.
Wasn't me. I didn't do that.
Well, couldn't have been you now, could it? You're standing here, and whatever these are down here. I don't quite get them, but they're definitely not the nicest.
Are you the only marshal on this train? Did they send you out here by yourself? No backup?
Well, unfortunately, yes. We're a bit thin at the moment. Something about a labor shortage.
Yeah, supply chains are all messed up, aren't they?
Yeah.
The other one
yeah.
quit. The doctor will just like very dryly note.
Yeah. Well, there's only really one way out of this profession, unfortunately. So I don't think we have many coming in.
Is Lillian pretty familiar with these red something or others? What are they called again?
They're Black Regiment soldiers, yeah,
Black
and they are
Regiment
undead. Mm-hmm.
Is this something
if
I've
you're
encountered before?
Yeah, if you're from out here, you would definitely have encountered these before. Not so much all the time, like in Kansas where it's happens a lot, but they definitely are out where you are, which is just on the edge of Kansas, on the opposite side of the state, which is a little town called Nowhere.
Yeah,
Uh,
these
Go ahead.
types are always causing trouble around here. This is just horrible, Marshall. Have they been ramping up activity lately?
Well, I'd be lying to you if I told you I knew, but obviously something like this isn't really a common occurrence. You see, I came on here alone because I knew that there really wouldn't be any problems, but obviously hitting trains is something that they haven't really done before.
It's strange.
Hmm.
Wonder what drove them to do that.
Yeah, don't really know what drives any of these things. And he kind of is like squats down, still holding his stomach. Little bit of blood coming out his mouth, but you can tell it's like kind of been there already. So he's just it's kind of dried out, and he's like poking one over, like looking her over. He's like, I never really got this close to any of these before.
Zorfam,
Heinrich would probably. You can go first.
Zorfam, I think, sorry, would be confused. Like, these undead creatures don't have any use for money, or what on this train could they be trying to get?
Well,
Probably people, would the doctor say, and like hold out a potion that he did make in the bathroom and give it to the marshal, being like, "Drink this. It will make you feel better."
he like grabs it from you and he looks down at his wound that you had patched up earlier and just kind of shrugs because he feels like you know what you're talking about, and he swigs it down.
Bathroom potions.
Bathroom potions, let's go. Hopefully you made it in the sink and not the toilet.
Cortisol.
Toilet potion.
Whoops.
I think I might have to go make a potion myself here in a minute.
But yeah, like Heinrich did answer Zofam, being like, "Yeah, it's people they're looking for."
They're after us. Everyone's after me all the time, I guess. That makes sense.
Well, I wouldn't say
Yeah.
that.
Are they after you
I
first?
just think.
Because there's a big train. You can stay one end. I'll go down the other.
Who are you folks? Do you know something about this?
New one on me.
Honestly, oh,
I know nothing about this.
I'm
As
just
far
a
as I
simple
know.
doctor, you see.
I'm just trying to get to nowhere.
What a great town name. I'm sorry.
I love that we're all just talking through each other, all confused. Being like, what?
Nowhere wasn't the town that was wiped out, was it?
No, that's where you guys are heading. It's kind of a frontier town, so that's why you're on this train. For whatever reason, going out this direction. There's a lot of supplies on the back of the train that you're hauling.
That's interesting. Would there be any reason to suspect that this was more like do we think they were recruiting new zombies, or would there be something else that they could be after? If this is a new thing, if they've not hit trains before, because
There's easier ways to get people than to stop a moving
Right.
train.
yeah.
Yeah.
As well, the marshal's standing back up. You can tell he's feeling a little better from the potion he was given. And he says, "Well, they came from the north there, and I don't really know how far they'd have to go to find more people after wiping that town out. I mean, maybe they're just desperate."
Hmm.
I can't really know now. My superiors, when we get to nowhere, might have a better idea, but still a few hours from there.
Let's hope first we make it to that. And the doctor looks outside through the broken window and the broken hatch, being like, I don't know.
Yeah, you don't see anything out there. Lots of darkness.
Maybe we should.
Marshall, we're not carrying anything strange in the cargo. are we?
And you see him kind of grab at his beard. Well, now I didn't get that far.
Maybe we should get that far.
Might be worth
Kind of
taking a look.
manifest?
We should take a look back there just to check. I mean, we've got all these civilians on board, and be worthwhile just to take a look.
But nothing better to do anyway. The doctor would just chime in.
Now
Yeah.
that is a grand idea. And he sticks his hand out to Lillian, who's the one he was just kind of closer to anyway. And he says, Theodore Erickson, you can call me Justice.
Justice, huh? That's a
Eh.
name. I'm Lillian.
It's a nickname I picked up. Doesn't mean anything. I got it before I was part of the law. And he taps his thing there.
You just see Heinrich rolling his eyes and already walking off.
I do think maybe we should consider legal action against the train company for not having quite enough security if they're going to be driving through a dangerous town. But that's probably something for later.
Stop.
Well,
So you're
something
an
for my
attorney, huh?
superior for sure. I don't dabble in the law. I just enforce.
Oh no, this would be a private action we would bring against the company. It wouldn't be anything involved y'all. But thank you,
Jesse, right? Attorney?
Jesse Plum Esquire. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
For the hell of it, I'll hand out. I'll just pull out a dozen business cards and just pass them around.
This is very official.
Thanks. I'd like to, I like to be professional when I am contemplating a potentially lucrative business venture. But like I said, that's something for later. I like your idea. We should check out the cargo and see if there's anything we might be interested in.
Yeah, let's go take a look. Whoever wants to come with.
Really holds open the door.
Yeah, I'm down. I want to look in there.
Yeah, so the marshal will say, well, consider all of you officially deputized if you wish. If not, that's fine too. We can make our way to the back here. Once we get to nowhere, unfortunately, you can't keep your title.
Train deputies.
Understandable.
Train deputies, we'll call them.
All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd
so-
love to make an investigation roll to just dig into the cargo and see if there's anything.
Yeah, so you guys can make your way back to the trains there. You see a lot of concerned faces and stuff like that. If you even call out, ask them what's going on, and the marshal, calms them down and says things like, it's all under control, it's all handled, everything's fine now. And he kind of uses his wound even as part of a we're good, I'm patched up, everything's fine.
You probably
And you guys,
see the doctor as well, being like, no worries, the doctor is here. Just to the random passengers that look at him concerned.
I just got huge Mercy vibes from Overwatch. I think it was almost one of her lines that you just said, but anyway, you guys make your way to the back of the train, and you can go through. If anyone would like to give investigation, you can go ahead and do so.
But a notice for it.
Actual investigation for this one, because you're going to be looking through some stuff. You're going to be looking at the manifests and looking through some boxes and things, maybe.
Well, my wild die is a 4.
Mine's a
That's
5.
higher.
3.
4, 5, 3, and a.
I got a 4 there.
All right. So the 4s and the 5 are going to find out that there is, for whatever reason, a large amount of demolition supplies on this train.
Oh my!
Almost every crate you pop open, there's some type of dynamite in there, some type of something, and the marshal has the manifest in his hand, and he's counting up and realizing, and he says, "Hold on a second here," and you can see him doing the finger in the air and distance, trying to do math, and he's like,
Carry the 1.
this is about double.
Like there's
They-
too much, so I can have some? Is that what you're saying?
Like they're reported having 15 crates here, but if all these are full of dynamite, I'm seeing 30. Am I counting right?
Heinrich would probably hold up like one of the lids and look into it and be like, "See, is nowhere a mining town?"
It does have a mine, and they would need some of this, but it would be unusual to have a manifest that would have only half of it on there. Like, obviously, for whatever reason, somebody was trying to hide the fact that they had twice as much dynamite as they should have.
This is strange.
This is an explosive development.
You just get a dry jackal, like from
It's
the
a
doctor.
lucky thing we weren't shooting in this direction.
Right?
Sure, right?
Not
All
And
right.
this against safety measures. You would just like look around and see like the passenger card right next to.
the bomb
just, like,
car.
look back and forth.
Yeah, there's enough dynamite in here to blow the rails right off the earth.
We on a bomb.
Yeah, it's all just in crates, right? It's not wired to
Yeah, yeah.
anything.
Yeah, it's not wired up. It's all in crates. You know, the typical,
Okay.
like, there's like hay in there with the big dynamite sticks, and some of them are smaller, but with more in there. It's a lot for sure. Who's popping crates open right now?
I definitely would be for sure.
Yeah.
There's
Whoever pop-
dynamite in them.
Yeah, whoever's popping crates open, give me another investigation real quick.
Can I use my chemistry?
Sure.
Just
You
to.
have a 5.
That's better. I got a 9.
I got an 8.
9. So I'll take the 9. You come up to a crate and it's marked the same as all the other ones, and it's one of the last ones you're kind of opening, and you pop it, and you realize that this one doesn't have dynamite in it. It's got a bunch of hay in it. And it's got like a bag, like a claw, like a leather bag that's tied up.
Okay. Hey, Marshall, you this one's got something different in it. We should I'm gonna pop it open here, see what's inside, and just open the bag up.
Yeah. So you open the bag up there, and it is a like palm-sized ghost rock.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Oh my.
Well, is that there on the manifest?
That seems valuable.
You see the marshal look down and flip some papers. This is definitely not.
All right, so it didn't make it on the train, and nobody needs to know if it made it off, I suppose.
Well, now, did
I
I
was
not just deputize you?
I was just testing you, Marshall. That's good for you. You passed. Nice to see an honest lawman out here in these parts.
So
What do
he
y'all
walks.
suppose we do about
Dip into
this?
the bag.
Yeah, he walks over and grabs the bag from you and kind of ties it up to his belt.
I'm sorry, Lillian. What did you say?
I said, what do y'all suppose we do about this?
I don't
Not
know.
much
Is
we
it
can
safe to
do.
be carrying this cargo with all these innocent people on this train? Does this make us a target for more attacks?
Is there any way we can stop the train? Is there any other town?
Well, stopping the train won't make much sense now. We're only a few hours out from nowhere. We're about to hit the state line.
Maybe we should ask him to put a little more coal in the hopper and maybe see if we can get there a little ahead of schedule.
No, that's not a bad idea.
That their ghost rock make this train go real fast.
That would be interesting, actually. Supersonic train.
Yeah.
It just blows right off the end of the rail, just into a mountain. End of the story, everyone.
Yeah, all dead.
Well, we're gonna have to report this one here, that's for sure. I don't really know who would be importing this kind of hardware.
I'd like to know. I want to meet this person.
Do you know who, like, has the other cargo ordered? The name on your manifest.
he's flipping it around and he says, "Yeah, a gentleman by the name of David Pace. Looks like he owns Pace and Go. It's a mining
That's it.
operation out there."
Do any of you guys know that guy?
I have heard of him being from around the area.
Yep, he is a very rich man who is not actually in the area. He owns the company that is mining there currently. Obviously, they're mining for gold, as anyone out west would be doing, and it's not Go as in Go, it's GOH, and that's his partner. His name is Alex Go.
And his
Who
partner,
his partner is like like he is in the town, like he's the one who actually runs the operation.
It's Alex that runs the operation in the town?
Yep. Alex Go runs the operation in the town. David Pace is the kind of the money, you know.
yeah, I've heard these names before. They work for the mining company, so maybe I reckon we might need to be having a talk with Mr. Go.
They or the Maya first? Because I imagine they want to hear about this too.
And then the marshal says, "Well, unless they're the ones importing it."
It's mighty odd to be taking ghost rock to a mine. You usually take it out of a mine.
Maybe they didn't want to explode the mine, but something else.
It's very possible. Don't really know what's going on in town. I haven't been.
How is just I'm gonna step back for a second. How is ghost rock treated? Is it like a controlled substance? Like is it regulated, or is it just sort of like if you find it, you own it kind of thing?
Yeah, it's more of a like you find it, you own it type of thing, mainly because no one's giving it up.
Gotcha. Okay.
You know, it's like the most valuable thing you can find, unless you don't know what it is.
But there
obviously,
wouldn't be a restriction on someone owning it.
Not necessarily. I mean, obviously, if you just like had a big chunk of it and you were carrying it around, like, you know, it's like if you're holding a stick of dynamite walking down the street, someone's gonna ask you what you're doing.
Hopefully.
Hopefully not. I like carrying sticks of dynamite around personally.
Let's get another stretch in here. We got another stretch in the
sure.
chat.
Showing off the tattoos casually.
I like making all the players stretch too. It's fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyways, there's nothing we can do about it now, no? How about going to bed?
Well, yeah, we can get a little bit of rest in, maybe a little nap before we get there. We're getting there kind of late. I don't know how this timing worked out, but what's gonna happen next? I can tell you, we're gonna push through the regular cargo as it should be, and this stuff here that's not on the manifest is gonna be confiscated.
Can you wake us up before we reach town?
But of course, I mean, if you don't mind, if any of you are staying up, I would ask your help just to check the windows. That's all.
I'll stay up. I
Can
don't
keep an
sleep.
eye out.
I've been hurt,
terrible
so
dreams.
the doctor would probably like excuse himself with a "Gute Nacht" and then just go and sleep, not caring whether anyone understands or not.
Night, Henry.
Stop calling me that.
Sweet dreams, Doc. Yeah, I was thinking sort of along the lines of, do we need to set up a guard around the cargo? But if the marshal doesn't seem inclined to do that, then keeping a watch probably the next best thing.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna stay here with the cargo. Yeah, he'll let you know. Yeah, I'll stay here with this, and if you guys just wanna, wherever you happen to be, just keep an eye on the windows there and raise an alarm if anything catches your eye, anything at all. And when we get into town, if you could do me a favor, and he like waits to see which one of you guys like perks up.
Sure.
Everybody is like, well, if y'all wouldn't mind just going down to the law office there and letting whoever's there, hopefully the sheriff, know about the situation. This way I can get a couple officers in here to help me get this cargo out.
Of course.
Very happy to.
Take care of that for you.
He says, "Why, thank you." Tips his hat.
It's definitely
So,
for you guys. I won't be walking up to no law office.
so unless you guys would like to do anything else, we can go ahead and chug a choo-choo our way over to nowhere.
That sounds like a plan.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. So you guys pull up. There's no whistle, as would typically accompany a train coming in, because it is fairly late. Probably about midnight now. As you guys roll into town and the train stops and you can get off. And you come to your very typical Western style T town. And by T town, I mean there's two streets, and they make a T. and everything that you would need in town is there. And then obviously there's a few houses surrounding and a few other plots further out that you would have seen on your way in. So there is a line here for oh man, I just completely blanked, but it's not a telephone, it's a telegraph. Bam. Thank you. Yeah, there is a telegraph line here and stuff like that. So this is a fairly well-built town for sure, and it has a decent amount of people around. So yeah, you guys pull up.
Heinrich would probably go and collect the people before we arrive at the train station and be like, say first things first, who is hungry? He'd just be looking at the people. Because maybe we should talk before we go to the mayor.
Everyone, a lot of people would be down for some food in this train, that's for sure.
So probably looking at the marshal, be like, do you know where we can get food in town?
Well, I mean, I'm sure there's got to be a few places out there, but at this time of night, probably the only place can be open is the saloon.
I know of a place we can grab a bite to eat. I'm feeling a bit famished myself, so.
I would probably go to Jesse because he's decided that's the best companion and just be like, let's go on, let's go feed.
Sounds good. And Jesse has retrieved the fedora that takes it off inside, obviously, as pretending to be a man, but put it on as we step out. And yeah, saloon sounds good. Or I'm sorry, Lillian, you said was that the saloon as well, or is there some other place?
No, yeah, there's a saloon not too far from here, so if y'all want to follow me over there, we can grab a bite to eat.
I'm sorry, I should probably call him Miss Slater. That's awful familiar to me.
Oh, it's okay. It's all right with me. Lillian is just fine. So yeah, let's head on over.
Yeah, and you guys can do so, and you actually have a little bit of a following as you do, as some food was promised to some of the other people on the train. Not too hard to handle though. You guys have enough money, as you guys know. In Western times, you just put some gold on the counter, and things happen around you. So,
table for 15.
I got a whole $7 to spare.
Exactly.
Money,
yeah.
So he would probably pay for the round and hope that you guys can just offer up the money for the other guys that followed us.
I was fairly conservative with my gear buying, so I have a fair bit of cash.
Nice.
Same, I can pitch in.
Cool. Yeah, so you guys can handle between you guys. I won't get into the gritty details of it at the exact moment, but you can handle buying some food for some people, getting some for yourself. Now, you're not going to have a full meal here, of course, at midnight, but you're going to have something to put in your stomachs, and you can have some drink as well, obviously, as you are at a saloon. It is quite busy in here for this time of night especially, but work hard, play hard, right?
And while we're drinking, you'll hear just like, "This beer is terrible," from the German on the table.
It's because you're drinking beer. Dorfam chugs some of his coffee.
Coffee at midnight.
I don't
Coffee
sleep.
in the Midwest.
Anything to keep the dreams away. And you'll appreciate that too, because I tend to scream a lot in my sleep. Loudly. Violently. Just heads up.
So what do you want to chat about, Doc?
Do we trust the marshal? He could be involved.
Good question. I guess I didn't have
True, but I mean, he did get attacked along with us.
Oh, I don't doubt that the zombies were after him, but you know, the people that get the illegal stuff. I don't know whether he's in with them.
He's got a pocket full of boom, boom, boom right now. With that ghost rock, did you see that ghost rock? That's in his pocket. I want it.
I think it's fair to keep your head on a swivel, but I think if he was trying to help somebody bring something into town unnoticed, would he not have? He asked us to send the sheriff's boys out there to help him look around. That to me feels like he wouldn't be doing that if he was trying to sneak something in. So my inclination is to say he's probably on the level, but best to be careful just the same. I think you're right.
Exactly, you cannot be careful enough. The doctor would just say, and then just take a big sip of beer again.
Well, do you suppose we go talk to the sheriff then?
Yeah, maybe we don't.
Just promised we would do that.
Maybe we don't tell him all the details. We just say, hey, the marshal needs y'all to help him with checking out the cargo on the train, and leave it at that. Let them decide, or let the marshal decide how much he wants to tell them. I don't know. What do you think?
I'd like to see how they react too. The cops, the marshals. I'd like to see how they react to us showing up randomly from the train.
Oh, that, and also this famous person, this rich person. Do we think it's? Did he pay the police? He could have.
Always a possibility. Law around these parts is questionable at times, so hard to say.
Yeah.
We should definitely do what we said and go and talk to the authorities and send them to go help the marshal out with the cargo.
Yeah, I agree.
Fine with that plan.
I think
I
you
would
should
probably
take the
agree with
lead.
all of you.
You get along well with the authorities there.
Yeah, so we got a local girl. You should probably do the talking, but I was gonna
What
introduce.
details we want to?
Sorry, go ahead.
What details we want to keep out exactly? I mean,
Maybe don't mention the ghost rock.
right?
Or the extra dynamite.
We're just gonna walk up in there and say, "Hey, Marshall needs you."
Yeah.
Maybe even that the train was attacked.
All right.
Because I think
can do that.
those zombie guys. I don't know. He said how they were named, but I don't remember. I feel like those should be important to mention.
The Black Regiment soldiers.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's probably not a bad idea to include that.
Yeah, because it might be nice too to ask them around if things have been happening locally with creatures like that.
Yeah, that's a good point. If we dropped ourselves into a hotbed of zombie activity, it's probably a good thing to know.
It'd be nice to know, yeah, especially with it being dark out here and all.
Yeah.
And also whether people have a cure against that kind of stuff.
what is this? Does the town have gas lamps or anything like that, or is it just light from the occasional buildings that are occupied and everything else is dark?
Yeah. So I mean, the main road, both of the main roads are going to be lit fairly well, like enough for you to get around.
Okay.
Outside of that, it's just going to be whatever kind of buildings are lit up are going to be lit, and the other ones are going to be pretty dark. So.
Alright. Well, yeah, I mean, I was planning to introduce myself to the authorities anyway, just to, as an attorney. Sometimes they know people who are in need of representation, but yeah, I think
All right.
you should probably. And Zorfram, if you are a little hesitant to talk to the law, you can just chill out if you
You
want.
mentioned, so fam, do you want to come with me to the hospital?
Yes. I
Because I
think
have a
that's a good
feeling that the
idea.
doctors there might know something. And there's no reason for all of us to go to the police anyway.
I would love that. Going to hospital sounds good to me.
Nothing bad ever happens when a group like this splits up. So
No.
No, never.
And you'll also notice that Heinrich is like insisted on calling it police and not marshals because he's not used to this.
All right. So, which one do we want to do first? I think we'll do the sheriff first, just to kind of get that one out of the way, and then we'll do the hospital, and then we'll go back to the train.
Right.
Then we just agree to meet there after that. So we can just all meet at the train.
Sounds good.
Good to
So
me.
how are you guys rolling up to the sheriff's office?
oh
I've-
yeah, guns blazing, right?
Yeah. No, yeah, I've got a horse, and I'm in town, so I can swing by, grab my horse, and ride the two of us over there.
Nice. Yeah, so you come upon it. It's pretty standard. Big window out front says the sheriff there. You see it. It says the office of Sheriff Mills.
Right, I waltz in.
You see that there is a kind of a desk right when you come in, and then there's another one that's further off in the back, and then there's a couple cells there. One of them has someone who looks very blasted, and is most likely there because they're intoxicated. The desk that's farther in the back is empty currently, and the one that is up front is not. The person sitting there stands up as you enter, and they say, "Hey, how can I help you? Deputy Manning."
Oh, hi, Deputy. My name's Lillian, and my friend and I here. Well, we came upon some trouble on our train ride into town, and we were sent here by the marshal to speak with the sheriff about trouble we ran into.
All right. Now, what kind of trouble we talking? Because the sheriff needs rest too.
Well, we ran into a bit of a skirmish with the Black Regiment soldiers on the way over. So, I mean, if you could wake the sheriff, that would be great, but we're
Black-
told to speak directly with him.
Black Regiment, huh? I gotcha. And I'm sorry there, Missy, but it's a her. I'll go get Sheriff
My
Mills
apologies.
in just a moment here. You all hang tight, all right? And if this one gives you any problem, he points over to the one in the thing there, in the jail cell. He says, "Just punch him square in the nose."
Will do.
The person in the cell like basically just grunts, and you see the deputy go upstairs. You hear some
that's a rough
commotion
night.
up there. Go ahead. What'd
I
you
think I
say?
would just take out a little stack of business cards and just leave them on the desk.
Nice. Establishing yourself as a new lawyer in town.
Yep, why not? So would Lillian recognize the deputies or have any familiarity with them just as living in town?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
So after a few minutes, the deputy comes back down with the sheriff, and you can tell they're kind of the sheriff is like sticking herself together, her clothes together as they're coming down, kind of getting the belt in and everything like that. Walks up to you and says, "Hey there, Vivian Mills."
Nice to
Puts
meet
out
you,
her
Sheriff.
hand.
Jesse Plum, Esquire. Sorry to bother you at this hour, but the marshal did ask us to come let you know the trouble we ran into and asked if you would send some folks out to help him investigate.
uh, they kind of look confusion over their face and says, "Marshall, like on the train?"
Yes, ma'am.
Man,
She looks over at the deputy, and deputy like kind of shrugs, and then she says, "I wasn't aware there was a marshal on the train."
Huh. Well, that's how he introduced himself. Seemed to have had his nice little 10 star and everything.
Well,
no. You know, I thought his behavior was a little odd, to be honest with you. A bad vibe. Well, that's not good. What do you suppose we do about that?
well, you said Black Regiment too, right?
Yeah, that's
did.
what. Yeah,
And where was this?
they attacked us just right outside of town, maybe 2.5 hours away from here.
She says, "Well, damn. Getting closer and closer. It's gonna be a problem."
Sure don't sound ideal.
Definitely doesn't. And she starts heading for the door, and she says, "Well, let's find this marshal."
So if I was curious about her, whether or not she was being truthful or wanted something to know something about her motivation, would that be a notice check?
Yes.
Because I'm just wondering if like her surprise at the marshal being on the train is genuine or if that's feigned. It's an 8.
It's definitely not feigned. She's definitely surprised that there was a marshal on board, although it doesn't necessarily seem like it is like a problem. You know what I mean? Like she's like, "Oh, there's a marshal. Like I didn't expect that, but let's go check it out." Like it's not like, "Oh, they must be fake" or anything like that.
Okay. All right. And so I guess we would then accompany them back to the train to meet up with the folks who are going to the hospital. Okay.
Yeah. All right, let's skip over to the hospital real quick. We can handle that.
Mhm.
So I believe we have Zorfram and the doctor.
And if no one stops him, the doctor would just march in as if he knows the place and walks behind like the counter into the area where the doctors would work. Doesn't even stop at the rest, like the person that's just waiting.
Yeah.
Reception. There we go. Just like walks past in his doctor coat as if he belongs here.
Yeah, you actually see no one at reception, but you do see somebody tending to someone in the back there, and you see him kind of wiping blood and stuff off the face, and you notice there's like a couple welts there. It looks like someone might have gotten a bar fight and didn't get the good end.
Well, Heinrich would just go up to the doctor and like tap him on the shoulder and be like, "Dr. Heinrich here. I'm new in town. Pleased to meet you."
Yeah, you walk up to them and tap them on the shoulder, and they almost like jump for a moment there. And they give you like one of these waves that's just like, "Give me a second." So like tends to the person for a moment, tells them to lay down, and then comes out of that room and leads you guys out as well and says, "Well, it's nice to meet a fellow doctor there, but I hear a little difference in your voice there, not from around here."
Oh, no, I'm out of town, but that is actually why I'm here. We came with the train that arrived last night, and we got attacked by those weird zombie kind of things. And I've been
Yeah,
told that these things are rather normal here.
unfortunately.
Do you know how to like what do they do to people?
Well, typically they take them, and somehow, some way, they come back. Uh, Fortunately for myself, I've seen a couple of my friends come back as those things. They don't seem to be completely mindless, but they definitely aren't who they were before.
Is there any way to stop that transformation if someone is bitten?
I don't know exactly how they do it, so it's hard to tell, but I can tell you that once it happens, it's got to be irreversible. That's for sure.
Do you know since when those things started appearing in the area?
Well, they weren't quite common around here until recently. I mean, it seems like they're coming further and further west and further south. Um, Maybe it has something to do with that town that was overrun. They kind of need a new target, I guess, and unfortunately, it looks like it might be here.
This is the second time we're hearing about the city, no? This is fun. And they would just like turn around and see whether you have
What's
something
the
to
name
say.
of this town that got wiped out? Do you know? Because the marshal was talking about that as well. And
Because, well,
are we the
what?
next town in line? Like the way you said that, I feel like we may be in the line of trouble.
Well, the town was ironically named Cheerful. The mayor was quite the funny one. Wasn't a very cheerful place, if you ask me. They were mostly just defensive, and unfortunately, it was quite important as it connected us to the far north for supplies, and now we're going to have to rely more on the train, I guess. But yeah, I think we'd be the next in line unless they were to cross the tracks, of course.
I mean, they did jump on our train list today, so
And the
And
marshal said that's not normal.
that's not something that I've ever heard of.
I can vouch for it. I had to heal this marshal for like wounds that I've never seen before.
Our bullets were going. Well, their bullets were going right through these creatures. Like it was like they were there, but they weren't there. They were there. I don't know.
Some of them can be quite empty. That's why I think the process is unreversible. You see, for something like them, missing a stomach really isn't a big deal, but for someone like us, well, let's just say I like my food when I eat it to stay on my inside.
Sounds like a death sentence indeed. Well, thank you very much for helping us there, but I think we have to move on to the train and figure out more. I will probably come back afterwards. I need work, and you seem to have some, so let's just keep in touch. And he just like walks off. With
Oh.
his doctor's notes, just like taking them already by walking off.
As you're walking away, he's like, yeah, please do come back. It'd be nice to have another doctor around here. So you guys can make your way back to the train as well. And as you do, you meet up with your other party members. And it is a little bit more of a walk, so you do have a moment to talk about your experiences if you like.
Well, I would just go up to the attorney and just hand him my notes about the dead people that we just like talked about. So we don't have to actually like repeat everything, but he'll just have the ability to read it.
Gotcha.
Fair. Nice.
Yeah, I think we just kind of convey we found out to the rest of the party as well.
Great.
Sheriff was surprised there was a marshal on the train, so be interesting to see how this plays out.
Weren't we told that's very normal going through Kansas?
That's what
Yeah, that's what the marshal said, though.
well, that's what the
And the train conductor.
conductor said. Yeah, it was pretty routine too.
Mhm.
Speaking of, maybe you should have talked to him.
That might have been a good idea. Opportunity missed.
I mean, to be fair, he's probably still there.
I would hope so.
True. So when
find out.
we get back there, are there any like porters or folks there who are supposed to unload the cargo, or have that been postponed?
So you see that they had planned, well, seemingly had planned to wait until the morning to do so,
Gotcha.
as it is fairly late. But there are a few deputies with you guys now, as well as the sheriff, and you guys are kind of rolling up. The marshal is there, standing in the doorway of the train car.
I think I would introduce the doctor to the sheriff, but pointedly not introduce Zorfram since I was registering his hesitation earlier, not wanting to get too involved in the law with the law.
Fair enough.
And when you do that, I would be like, yeah, yes. I was the one who tended to the marshal yesterday.
And then, yeah, Sheriff Mills, this is Deputy Justice. Or, Sheriff Mills, Marshal Justice.
The marshal's like, well, you got it right there the second time. Appreciate that. You see as they start conversing, just for the sake of getting past their talking to each other, because I don't like talking to myself.
Sure, real quick though, if it's okay
Go
with
ahead.
you, real quick, I want to do the sort of that notice check again, this time on the marshal's behavior, just to see how he is reacting and if he seems to be at all concerned about. I mean, I know it's probably silly because he did ask to have the sheriff brought, but I'm just kind of curious. So that's a 7.
Yeah. So with that, he almost seems too happy to see the sheriff and deputies there, we'll say. Definitely something off about him, although nothing coming out right at you, right off the top. So they talk for a moment about the manifest and what they had found. You guys pointedly realize that he mentioned nothing about a ghost rock.
Do it.
I just look to
That's
Zorfram
exactly
and like see whether he notices that as well.
I do.
'Cause he seems
All
to
I
be
care
most
about
interested.
is that ghost rock.
Do we know whether the bundle that he found and attached to the marshal was the only thing? Like whether there was like a crate full of that or just one bundle?
Yeah, you guys had looked through everything pretty thoroughly. That was the only one that you had found. Everything else was actually just dynamite.
I want to see if the marshal still has that ghost rock on him.
The pouch that was there is very clearly still visible on his
Okay,
on
so
his
I
belt.
All right,
Yeah.
cool.
Did the marshal mention anything about the double amount of firearms and like those
Yes.
trade?
Yep, the marshal gave him all the information except for the ghost rock, and then also pointed out to them, where it was and what to do with it and stuff. And that some of the deputies are taking it off the train. They're not necessarily putting it anywhere special, but they're getting it off of the train just to separate it from the rest of the cargo.
I think I would want to pull Lillian or Jesse or both aside and just say, did you guys notice that he didn't mention the ghost rock? It's like I said, that's a lot of ghost rock that he has there. Like city blowing up ghost rock.
Sure did. Something strange is going on here with this marshal.
I don't know what to do. I'm bad at reading people.
Yeah,
You suspect we can follow him?
He seemed a little too happy to have the sheriff and the deputies here. I wonder, should we just let them know that? I don't know which way to. We could either ask the marshal discreetly, "Hey, did you forget about the ghost rock?" Which seems implausible, but I don't know. Maybe there's a lot going on. Or we could ask the sheriff. We could tell the sheriff that, "Hey, I don't know which side to work here."
We must go for the third version. We still have to figure out who ordered all of this. And see whether they converted the marshal or the sheriff, because then we can see who's on the bad side.
True.
Yeah, see if the local authorities were expecting the extra.
That's true. Do they look surprised at all by the extra?
You can go ahead and give me a roll for that if you'd like, and I will go ahead and use Drabs. Thanks for using your points there for a decrement die. Go ahead and decrease your die on that one.
Okay. How far down do I go?
Just one die down. So whatever you were rolling, just downgrade it one.
All right. Well, my notice is a D10, so I'm going down to a D8.
Yep.
And 5.
5. Nothing seems off about them. they obviously definitely seem tired and out of it because it's late, but it's almost like this is not out of the normal, and they're just kind of doing their job.
Okay.
Hmm.
I would sort of relay that. Like, these folks seem like they're on the level, and they're just reacting to the situation. If there's anything fishy going on, I think it's Mr. Justice over there.
I think at this point, Zorfram's gonna flick through his lenses on his glasses, just pull down the detect and conceal arcana ones, and just have a look at the marshal to see if he can see anything magical or untoward about him. So that's just a power that I have.
Yep.
If you see Heinrich in your vision, you will see that there's something magic about him.
Right away, you won't see anything magical about him himself, but you will see that not only does he have the ghost rock that was on the thing, but he also has another one.
All right. Yeah. So I'm gonna tell my companions, like, this guy's hoarding ghost rock. He's got ghost rock. I can see him with my lenses. He's got more ghost rock than he had before.
The other one that you see is a smaller one. It's like a coin size, one. Definitely not as big as the one that you had found on the train.
Like enough to run a train.
So, Miss Slater, you said you were a local, no?
Yes, I am from around here.
Do you trust the sheriff?
Do I? What's my general impression of sheriff?
General impression? Sorry, I have to do that joke. It's me and my best friend did it all the time, and he passed recently, so I have to do it every time. I can't not now. Anyway, your impression of the sheriff is that they're a stand-up sheriff. In fact, they took over semi-recently, and the person before them was very deep into the mining operations pocket. The sheriff seems to be level-headed and actually a good one.
We should tell.
Yeah. Sorry, this new sheriff. She's done a lot of cleaning up around here. I trust her, honestly. So I
think we
wouldn't be
should-
opposed to sharing some information with her, but
We should tell her about the ghost rock. That's
Maybe not here.
dangerous. Like, this dynamite is nothing compared to the ghost rock that this man has on him right now.
Yeah, I agree. Although I think Doc's got a point. Maybe not here in the station.
no. But
Should
how do
we-
we keep an eye on the marshal?
Well, I would say 2 of you follow them, and the other ones go talk to the train conductor, because we forgot about that.
Any of y'all sneaky?
I'm not sneaky.
Already 4.
Are we sneaking?
But also, we look very weird. I don't know about the 2 of you, but I don't think I'm gonna fade into any crowd anytime
I can
soon.
help us with that, maybe. Can
I mean,
I?
if we can have somebody keep an eye on the marshal, and the rest of us could converse with the sheriff. I just don't want to put our sights off of him. I don't trust him.
I'll stick around and watch him if that's all you need from me. I'm good at looking at stuff, just not bad at. I'm bad at hiding from stuff.
And if you don't mind, I don't want to talk to the sheriff either, so I'll leave that to you and go to the train.
Yeah, I don't mind talking to the sheriff, or Lillian and I can do it together.
So we split 3 ways this time. Efficiency.
So we have sheriff, we have the conductor, and we have keeping an eye on the marshal.
Yeah, I wonder if it would be worth trying to play
I
it
got
like
a plan.
Okay.
If we want to keep an eye on the marshal, and Zorfan will just pull out a little jewelry box, and you see a little bug in there. I could do that from wherever we are if you really want me to. and the little bug kind of flies into the air. You just give me the signal, and this will fly right into his brain, and I'll be able to hear everything he says and does for a little while.
It's into his what?
Excuse me, did you say into his brain?
Right in his ear.
The doctor is just dumbfounded
sorry,
and will
what?
just stare at you.
Are you being
All I'm
serious right
saying
now?
is, we could watch him in my glasses from wherever we go. I'm just gonna do it.
You want to go ahead and read out?
I'm just
That's
looking for it here. It's called Mind Rider. So a character can use this ability to hear through the subject ears, see through their eyes, etc. It's an opposed roll of the caster's arcane skill versus the target's spirit. So I would roll my D10, I guess, for my
And
weird science.
And he's rolling a d4, so.
And I rolled a 7.
Oh, yeah. So that's going to work.
Amazing. So you just see the little bug kind of fly into the marshal's ear, and we're good to go.
How long does that last? Again?
That's gonna last the spell casting 1 minute. So be quick.
Well, we can say that you can do that, when you think appropriate.
I'll flip it on at some point to see what's going on, maybe. Okay.
Yeah. We'll say it's in there, and then you can use that minute sometime later on, whenever you say. I'll tell you what he's up to.
But he rolled, so he doesn't even know it's there. Then he could have, but he didn't. So that's good.
Right. Yep.
Fantastic.
Nice.
So now we don't have to split up as much because
There you go.
I'm starting to like you guys.
So we're gonna do the police and the non-police thing again.
Yep. So
That sounds
who's staying
good.
with the sheriff and who's going to the conductor?
Stick with the sheriff.
Yeah, it's same pairs as before, I guess.
Same pairs? Okay.
Yeah. Continue to avoid the police.
I wonder if it'd be worth trying to get the sheriff, to play it like there's something like hey, the guy in the holding cell is causing a ruckus. We need the sheriff back at the station or something like that.
Maybe we can do that just to get away a little bit ways from here. I mean, I don't have the authority necessarily to summon the sheriff elsewhere, but
So maybe I can. Could I? Well, I'm just wondering. How many deputies are there on the platform now?
We have a stretch.
We have a stretch. So there's 4 of them total, but they're going in and out, still bringing those crates out.
Okay.
Oh, that feels good.
Yep. Let's just stream
Thank
our
you.
habits of reading.
Well, actually, I don't know. Maybe is there if there's an opportunity when the sheriff is not close by to the marshal, could I just slip over to her and just like, hey, Sheriff, we could use 5 minutes of your time, maybe out of earshot. Could you just something I want to chat with you about?
She says, yeah, of course. And she'll kind of move away, and the marshal turns in and is just kind of like overseeing the deputies. And the sheriff comes with you guys away.
Gotcha. And I'll wave to Lily and be like,
follow.
Yeah, just get a little ways away, and I'm kind of trying to keep a if you look at my face, so it doesn't look like there's anything. If anyone's looking at us, it doesn't look too obvious that we're being sneaky. But Sheriff, I just thought you ought to know the marshal neglected to mention giant bag full of ghost rock that we also found in the inventory there, and just I don't know, seemed a little off about that.
He's got it on his person in a little pouch. I don't know why he didn't mention it, but something fishy's going on here.
I would have told you guys about the extra stuff he had too. that coin size.
And apparently he's got his own little personal stash too.
Hmm.
Friend with
Well-
the friend with the glasses says he's carrying both of them.
Says, well, that's interesting there. I'm gonna have to go have a little chat with him. That's for sure. Anything else you can tell me?
I don't know if I would recommend that, Sheriff. I don't know if it's safe to just
Well-
mention it outright.
Well, I have my ways. I'm not just gonna walk up to the man. But tell me, because I'm getting a little suspicious now. Tell me, is anything off about that man when you were on the train?
I don't recall anything being.
I mean, the only
Do we
thing
recall?
I'm not
Maybe
there.
off?
I'm not there.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I
the
don't
only thing,
recall from play if there was. Would there be anything that we would have noticed?
aside from
Not
the fact that it
not
was down
necessarily.
the moment we entered, like,
Yeah, I guess we could go through he was down when we got into the car. The 4 Black Regiment fellas had got him on the ground, and he looked pretty injured.
and he was alone.
Yeah, he was definitely by himself. He seemed surprised by all the extra explosives. And then when we all got, I'll say this: when we all got back here, and you and your deputies rolled up, he seemed a little too eager that you all were here. I don't know what that means, but it's just something I noticed.
I might have to talk to some of these passengers now too. Oh man, and I thought I was gonna get a good night's rest.
No rest for the well, you're not the wicked, I guess.
No rest for the well-intentioned.
Well, we can't rest either.
The reward
like
for
your
hard
blood.
work is more hard work.
Oh, ain't that
Means
the
we
truth?
can't ever have a moment's peace around here.
Oh. Well, I appreciate you being honest, and I'm gonna go ahead and talk to some of these people here in the morning, and I'm gonna make sure this Marshal sticks around. Ain't really anywhere he gonna go anyway. I mean, the only way he's leaving is back from the train he came. So
Right? Appreciate that.
Suppose we'll be in town too if there's anything you need. Just just ask.
yeah, I'll keep that in mind.
And with that, you give him another card.
like looks at you confusingly as you hand another card and just like politely puts it in the pocket next to the other one. Kind of tips the hat off and goes back to handling business. We'll skip over to the conductor real quick, and then we'll probably go and skip to the morning afterwards. So you guys roll to the conductor. They're like sitting outside of the front car, and they're eating a sandwich.
Well, hello there. We wanted to say sorry for what happened yesterday. First off, we had to shoot. We didn't intention to, ruin the train. You know. Did all the passengers make it out all right?
He says, yeah, as far as I know, they made it out all right, and don't worry too much about the train there. It's not my train.
Did you
about the
experience
cargo?
Yeah.
The cargo manifest should have been with it back there. I have a copy of it up here if you need it. Who are you guys again?
I'm Zorfram, and this is Dr.
Heinrich? Thank you.
Heinrich.
Also, we worked with the marshal yesterday to get rid of these things.
All right then. Well, yeah, if you want to look it over here, you can. I mean, everything should have been in the back there. I don't really deal too much with that. I get the train from here to there.
I'll hand off the manifest to the doctor, because
Yeah, the doctor will have remembered what that stage probably just explosives and no ghost rock on there. but like
Yeah.
he would probably like go through his mind to remember. His smarts are pretty high, so I feel like he could do that.
Yeah, you would look through it real quick and realize it's the same exact one. Obviously, it's handwritten, but it's the same exact copy of what the marshal had. So,
Do you copy this yourself over, or did they? Who copied this for you? Who gives you the manifest? Is what I'm trying to get at, I guess.
well, the Packers do back when they load the train, of course.
And how do you run your train? I'm curious. Do you use Ghost Rock at all?
Oh no, that's much too dangerous.
'Cause you had a ton of it back there that's not on the manifest. Did you know that?
He like has a concerned look on his face all of a sudden. He's like, no, I didn't. But thanks for bringing that to my attention. That's off the train now. You can confirm.
Yeah, we saw
Yeah.
it be taken off, but you seem afraid. Do you know about people trying to smuggle things like this?
Well, that's some powerful stuff there, and very valuable as well. I would imagine it would be target of many smuggling operations.
Is your train unsupervised during any time?
Well, I can't keep my eyes on everything that happens. I mean, we do have some staff, but they're usually attending to the passengers. I couldn't really tell you exactly. And you can tell he's like stumbling over himself. He obviously like drives the train, and that's it. And that's what he does.
At the mention of eyes, Zorfram's just gonna flip down his lenses and peek in on the conductor or on the marshal there real quick. He just gets kind of a glazed stare and looks right through the conductor, and now he's watching through the marshal's
Yeah.
eyes, I guess. Yeah. See what he's up to real quick, and that'll be the end of my spell.
Okay, yeah. So at this point, he's away from the train as they kind of were unloading it while everyone's kind of been talking and moving around a bit. And he's back, and you can see him. He's putting a message down to be sent off in the morning using the telegraph. It's just on a sheet of paper.
Can I read that?
You certainly can. It's kind of long, but it basically says that he's received the package and he'll be back when the train returns, basically.
All right, so I'm gonna shake my head and I'm gonna look at Henrik, and I'm gonna say, the conductor's up to something. We better get back to our friends. I mean, the marshal. I don't know why I keep calling him a conductor. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I think there is no more information to be gained here anyway. And then
Alright,
just
let's
like follows
go.
you.
Yeah, I'm gonna run.
Thank
back
you
to,
for your time. It just like
Bye,
Yeah.
enjoy your sandwich.
He
Don't
like
worry about blowing up or anything. You'll be fine.
he like stuffs a sandwich in his face and he's chewing, mouth open. Pretty gross.
he just survived the train attack. He's allowed to be like that.
He's also just driving a train, He make train go over him.
I'm on my break.
I'm on break. Yeah, so you guys can get back together with each other. Probably in the saloon,
I'll
most
convey
likely.
what I saw. Instantly, I'll say exactly what I saw, what the message said, and I mean, you can believe that I saw that. It's up to you, I guess.
Well, if you told me, I'd probably written it down as well. Because, brains are good, notes are better.
Yeah. Notes catch fire.
Well, yeah, I think we would tell you what the sheriff said. Like, yeah, she was concerned too, so she's gonna check it out.
But definitely we should warn the sheriff that there's something up with that marshal, because the note clearly there's something
true.
going
I
on,
think
and
there's
she
some
seems like a
suspicion,
good
but-
lady.
Yeah.
Also, the train conductor didn't know anything.
Oh, the marshal, he said something about a package received. That's what he was writing up.
That's right.
It's gotta be the Ghost Rock, doesn't it?
someone outside of town sent that ghost drop to him. I
would assume.
think we caught him, and
Well, why didn't he stop us at the time from opening that
Seen
crate?
it? Maybe because he didn't think we're dangerous.
Be.
I mean, he had us all fooled. Technically, he deputized us, and we thought we were important, and he was going to take care of that. I think we've been fooled.
That don't sit right.
The one time I can use my manipulation skills for good.
So
Especially
yeah, I
since
guess
now I'm not a deputy anymore, and I really don't like losing that authority.
Guys, do we want to look out for the rich person that could be responsible for this?
so. It's Alex Go, who's the one who's in town.
Correct.
Do we want to check them out? Maybe in the morning. They're probably asleep at this hour.
What time
Let's,
is it?
Get out too.
It's probably like 1:30 in the morning at this point.
Jesus.
Yeah, well, what angle do we want to approach this from whenever we go talk with Mr. Go?
I would probably say we can trust the sheriff and no one else. Well,
Yeah,
aside
maybe
from
good.
us, of course.
Yeah, that's a good point there. We just roll up and say, "Hey, Mr. Miner, we're strangers in town. We're gonna ask you some questions about your business."
Maybe we can
sheriff-
try to sound like we want to invest or want to buy.
Sheriff might have some advice on how to approach it too, since she broke up something recently, didn't she? You said. You had
Yeah,
mentioned
the
she broke up.
the last sheriff was in the mining business.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Huh.
I feel like I don't know. That might be where the threads of this mystery might be good to pick at. Is with her.
Man, I'm gonna be real cheesed off if she turns out to be a bad guy.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, me too. I mean, she's the one watching over this town. So, I'd be too pleased about that myself.
Miss Slater, do you need to go check on your mama? Seems like you were.
Well, I was planning on probably sleeping at home tonight, so yeah.
The rest of us maybe get a.
There's a hotel across the road, yeah.
Sure.
Do I have any? Probably would. Do you happen to have any extra rooms in the house?
Yeah, you would probably at least have one guest room. I'm sure. I mean, that's up to you. I don't know how big of a house you would have in your hometown here.
Yeah, okay. We'll say one extra room. Well, if any of you are low on funds or whatnot, you could. I've got an extra room at my house, so you could always sleep there if
To
need
me,
be.
I'd leave that privilege to the other lady.
I
Up to
wouldn't do
Jesse.
the
Jesse, I mean,
disservice
or
of staying
anybody.
at your place, ma'am. No way.
That's all right. I just thought I'd throw the offer out there.
Mighty kind of you, but I don't think we want to impose on your hospitality.
All right. Well,
Bringing a bunch of strangers home in the middle of the night, your mom probably be a little bit weird.
well, yeah, maybe a little. My mom trusts my judgment. Yeah. Let's. I guess we'll call it a night and reconvene in the morning.
Sounds like a
All
plan.
right. All right, that's awesome. Actually, real quick, we are going to take another 5-minute break here. Get all hydrated up and do all the things we need to do real quick, bathroom and whatnot. And we'll come back to the morning of, and we'll get our last segment in. So we'll see you guys in a minute.
Don't go anywhere, anybody. We're going to take a short break, and we will return briefly. Maple! Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, friend. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Oh, that was Murder Veggie giving a sub to Maple. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh, so appreciated, Natalie. Thank you.
You're right there, Derek?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. Well, welcome back. We got about 45 minutes or so left here, so we're going to get our final segment in, and it's going to be fantastic because the first thing we are going to start off with is you all are sleeping. You're all sleeping.
I'm not
Everyone's fine.
sleeping.
Well, you might not be sleeping because of nightmares, but actually, what are you up to if you're not sleeping?
I would be talking to my monkey on my back.
Okay. Okay.
Probably discussing the
enough.
ghost rock because that was really exciting for me.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So
How
you
loud
are
you
all.
doing that? Like, does it interrupt us sleeping?
That's why I didn't go with you. I stayed outside, probably on the porch or something.
Well, then you would have a front row seat as the first thing you guys hear as you wake up suddenly is a giant explosion.
Oof.
An explosion about the size of the amount of stuff we found, or
Yes,
Like a dynamite-sized explosion or a ghost rock-sized explosion?
like
is it
like a
screw-
dynamite, like an extra dynamite on the train that shouldn't have been there explosion.
Wow.
I'll probably shake Jesse awake and then like run down the stairs without saying anything because I'm pretty sure we both know what happened.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Jesse's awake. Everyone's awake.
Everyone's awake.
No one
Right.
is sleeping.
Maybe run to the window and see what direction it's coming from.
Yeah, so as you guys scramble and a lot of the town also scrambles, it is almost morning, like the sun is just barely up. There's a word for that, you know, but my brain doesn't work that way. Anyway, you all figure out that it was the sheriff's office that has
Oh.
been basically demolished.
Shit. Well, yeah, Jesse would. Jesse probably slept in her shirt, at least, because she is still trying to maintain her cover. But would throw on her jacket and her gun belt and rush out after the doctor.
Are there any injured people? And he would just like look around and just like ask the people next to him because I feel like they all would gather around the explosion anyway.
Yeah, there is a single deputy that is in like the middle of the main road who is quite injured but is still alive.
Well, then Heinrich would probably go and do his duty and like, you know, try and patch the person up, take them to the side, out of the dangerous
Yeah.
way.
I would weapon out, go with them, but sort of keeping my head on a swivel, trying to see if there are any threats.
Yeah.
Keep them safe.
So the building itself is basically rubble, as you would imagine for a explosion of that magnitude. The person that you have patched up is coherent and awake.
What happened?
Did we get the impression that this is where the dynamite was going when they were moving it last night?
Yep,
Okay, so it's not a surprise that there's dynamite at this place.
correct, because they confiscated it, so they would have brought
Okay,
it
well.
into the building somewhere.
Alright. This seemed like a stupid thing in retrospective, not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And Heinrich would say that out loud and then just look down to the deputy. Being like, were you the only one at work?
He says, "No, the sheriff was upstairs. She lives up there."
Oh shit.
So we lost the only person we trusted in this city. Great.
No offense. Guy that you're working on.
Congratulations.
This guy was the same one that you had met, or well, the other two had met the
This
day
is Deputy
before.
Manning.
Yes.
Congratulations, Deputy. You're now the only person in the city we trust.
Yeah.
Yeah, considering no one would willingly put themselves into an explosion, yes.
Well, why weren't you in the explosion is what I would want to know, because it's a weird time not to be in there.
Oh, I mean, this guy is roughed up, but he'll tell you he said, "I just came out. I was sitting on the porch there. I was in charge of watching over the night. That's what I do. That's my position, and Just an explosion from
Bad at
behind
it.
me, and the windows got blown out, and here I am.
Were you really bad at your job, or was this an accident inside?
Well, he like looks down in shame, and he's like, "Well, I can't lie. I was sleeping."
Do you know whether people regularly go into the sheriff's office at night? Or how many people stay there, aside from the sheriff?
Yeah, it's just a sheriff or anyone that we hold overnight. Poor
Alright.
Jenkins.
Jenkins? Does it say anything to the other two people?
No, it's just drunk. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that guy.
Well, this is just downright unpardonable. I don't even know what to say. Lillian's going to. I think Lillian's first reaction would be to sort of like, I'm looking for anything suspicious in the area. Do I see anybody like running around corners or like quick movement or like anything like that to suggest
You can give me a notice
anything
roll.
strange in the area? Okay, great at that, but I will try my best.
Could help.
Anyone else
That's
can look as well if they'd like, but go ahead.
a 3 for me.
3.
That's a 10.
I got me a 1.
Investigation, so let's see. I have a 6. So that's
Hey,
something.
so with the higher numbers, you can see and like actually look around and see that everyone's kind of focused on what's happening here, and they're kind of talking amongst themselves and whispering amongst themselves. And the people who didn't are like, "Oh, damn, there was an explosion." Kind of staring off into the cloud of smoke that's kind of coming up, but no one seems out of place. No one seems like they're running or like they're trying to hide or anything like that. You do see with the 10, you do spot the marshal who is there, who is obviously attentive to the situation.
Hmm. Hey, y'all, and I would point him out. Like, looks like we got company.
Oh, what do you guys want to do? I mean, it's my nature just to run over there and be like, "Yo, what's up, mister? What you doing?" But I don't want to do that if you guys don't want me to.
No, I'd be actually up for that.
You're the best.
Yeah, I think I don't think it's. I think we might as well just show our cards at this point.
All right, cards on the table. I'll just walk right up to the marshal and be like, "You know anything about this, Ghost Rock man?"
He says, "Ghost Rock, no, of course I don't know anything about this."
Seriously, people were injured. If you saw anything or know anything, now would be the time to say it.
How would I know about anything? I was sleeping just like anybody else would be sleeping. I have busy day ahead of me. I have things to do as well.
Yeah, you got to take your package back, don't you?
He like puts his hand on it.
You'd like an escort?
How about you tell us who ordered you to bring this? Because if there's one thing I don't joke about, it's dead people. And killing people that didn't deserve it.
He takes his hat off and puts it like on his chest, and he says, "Now I don't go joking about no dead people either."
See?
And my heart goes out to any who might have been involved in that. And he puts his hat back on, and then he says, "But I have my orders, and I'll be returning back to the East Coast."
See, that would be silly. Why would someone bring Ghost Rock to here and then back to the East Coast? You obviously have orders from here, which means that you can tell us where to go.
Which direction did we come on the train? Like
West.
west?
Mm-hmm.
Or he'd be going
back east. Yeah.
Back east. Yeah, that is weird.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. It definitely is weird. He like doesn't really know how to react to that. He just says, "Look, I don't want any trouble here, and I just want to go about my day, and considering what just happened, I think it would be respectful for us to move on here.
And you call yourself Justice? I knew
I-
that nickname was a joke.
Well, you see, this is not my problem, and you're starting to get the idea that maybe this guy isn't quite who he says he is. He looks almost agitated by you guys rather than concerned about any kind of explosion.
Well, we are kind of getting in his face, so some agitation is probably warranted. But yeah, not your problem. But or if you're a marshal, and the sheriff has just now been blown to Kingdom Come. You're the law out here. It's absolutely your problem.
See, this is why I have nothing to do with the law. What's the point?
He has this like expression on his face, like he's like, oh shit. Like he just realized that you're absolutely correct. But he didn't think of that, obviously. And he's like, well,
I hog tie him.
I mean, he's not gonna let you do that.
Can I try?
Yeah.
He says, well, and then you guys gonna try to tackle him.
I mean,
why
if we're
not?
getting the vibe that this is, yeah,
Sure.
that this interaction is going south, then I would like to attempt to restrain him.
Sure. Definitely need some kind of role for that as well. If you guys are helping, actually, I mean, if all four of you are doing it,
I was about to say I'm gonna stand right in his face and yell at him. So
Definitely not getting involved in any melee combat. A fragile person.
I mean,
I'll cheer you on.
I just meant like if all four of you were going to help in getting this person tied up in some kind of way, then obviously it's going to be much easier and probably not even have to roll for it.
Oh, definitely.
I mean,
It's
I'll
4v1.
I mean,
pull out
yes,
the rope to
Gingerly.
indicate that like what I'm about to do to the others, and see if somebody else can like move to restrain him, and then I could do like the tying.
There you go. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm just gonna
well,
get my
I mean-
gun out and point it at his face. So, if you move, we're gonna shoot.
He puts his hands up immediately and he says, "Hey, now,
See?
I am a
Nobody?
marshal."
I have doubts about
No,
that.
you're not.
And he says, "This says otherwise," and he points down to his thing, and then he looks around and he says, "Hey there," and he whistles. I can't actually whistle in real life, so and he whistles, and more people are kind of get the attention, and now you kind of have people looking at you as you have a gun pointed at a marshal, seemingly.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't care as long as Julian just moves to tie him up, because then our intentions are obvious. I would hope.
Is there?
Julian?
Yeah,
I would make it clear that we're not intending on shooting this guy down, but we're gonna restrain him. So
Okay. He'll go with it for now, but he looks right in the face of the doctor and he says, "Are you trying to have a duel?"
I look, that's stupid. And then he puts the gun away and goes back to the other sheriff that he just patched up, being like, "For all concerns and matters, you are now the sheriff. I will only listen to you. Because this guy seems fake." I just wait for a response.
let's get the deputy over here. I'll go if he's restrained. If I've got him tied, can I go grab the deputy?
I can.
I
go
mean, I
fetch
just
the
walked towards him
deputy.
anyway.
Ma'am, if you want me to, I'll go grab him over here.
That would be great. I think we need to bring the deputy over here.
I'll go get the deputy. Hey,
All right, so
bud,
yeah,
how you doing?
you go grab the deputy. His leg's kind of messed up, but you can get him up and help him, get over there.
I'll give him a quick spritz on his leg with a healing potion.
Oh wow,
Yeah, just he's
nice. He
the
kind of
deputy.
stretches it out a little. He kind of stretches it out a little
Feel there,
bit.
bud. Come over here and help us solve this problem with the marshal. The air quotes, if you know what that means. I don't know. I've been to university, so I do.
He says, "Oh, gladly," and he walks over and basically he's gonna turn to Miss Slater and say, "Hey, Miss Slater, if you don't mind, I'd like to give you this here." And he hands you his badge.
What's this, deputy? What's going on?
He says, I'd like to deputize you for now. You're the only one I know out of these folk.
That's quite a responsibility, but I suppose I can fill your shoes for the time being.
I got bigger shoes to fill, unfortunately.
Well,
Meantime, Heinrich would like make sure that the crowd sees what's happening, being like, "See, we're following the police. We don't. This one is a fake. So, just so you know."
Everyone's like confused and talking amongst themselves, like they don't know what's actually going on, but obviously they can't do anything about it. So
And now they just have a crazy doctor waving in front of them. It's a weird
this crazy German doctor just going, "Don't worry about it."
Jesse has still got her pistol out and is kind of like is sort of keeping an eye on the marshal, but is also kind of because there's just a sort of creeping sense of like most of the combatants in town have just been vaporized. This would be a perfect time for the Black Regiment to show up and take over. Like,
Depends on whether they're intelligent enough to do that.
right. Yeah. Or if they would be
So-
attracted to the
Can I
explosion.
notice that whistle? Did we notice him whistle? You mentioned it. I just.
He did whistle, but he was very clearly trying to get the attention of other people who were looking at the blast rather than looking at what you guys were doing to draw attention that you had a gun on him.
He was just pulling out his cell phone.
A
Basically.
gun in the Wild West.
Yeah,
On the rare side.
he was trying to get the crowd to be against whatever you were trying to do, but obviously that didn't help him out very much because
Okay,
No.
cool. I was worried he was like whistling for backup or something.
no. So the deputy would then take you. I guess the new sheriff would then take you into the saloon and order everyone out and basically have just you guys and you and him and the marshal in there.
Okay.
Someone take that
What do we
ghost
do with
rock from
this?
him, please. I just don't like that he has it on him.
You do that then.
I don't really
You seem-
trust myself to take it. I'm gonna
You
be
seem the
real
most-
honest with you.
Don't you work with that stuff?
Yep, I'll take it. I'm gonna take the ghost rock from him.
All right, so you go ahead and take the ghost rock from him.
Did we just
Yeah.
give Gollum the ring?
Yeah, he did.
He very obviously is mad at when you do that. When you take that off of his belt, he's like moving his legs, like trying to, get out of the ropes. Realizes that he's not going to be able to go anywhere. You guys got him tied up pretty good to a chair right now, so he stops doing that.
I open
But,
the bag and look in the bag.
Yeah, that's a very sizable ghost rock in there, and then you do take the other one off him too, and you find like a gold coin size piece as well. That's a little bit like thinner.
I'll flip that to Dr. Henrik.
I'll catch that and put it in one of my many pockets.
many pockets. Very
And,
nice.
It's a
I'm
doctor's code.
offer you
That's
guys
what it's
this
for.
ghost rock right now. If you want to take it from me, please.
I mean,
Yeah, you know what?
Technically,
We could maybe our new deputy here should hold on to it for safekeeping.
technically that belongs to the law, friend, until we figure out what's going on here.
You gonna let me hold on to it, or do you want to take it?
I think Jesse took it from
In
you.
character, I'm asking you. And I got
I'll
this
keep an
huge
eye
grin
on
on my face, and you see the madness in my eyes.
Oh god. If I see that, I would probably go over, take it, and put
And
it
I'm
then to the
whispering
deputy.
to the toy monkey on my shoulder every once in a while, just being like, "You see all this ghost rock that we got?"
Yeah, that's concerning. Doctor doesn't like, so Doctor will take and will give it to someone else.
Thank you.
Doctor.
I appreciate that, Doc.
You look quite unhealthy there. Maybe you have an allergy.
Yeah. Yeah. I got one foot in the grave, as they say.
New Sheriff Manning goes, well, you gonna tell me the reasoning for this now? I got a marshal tied up here in my saloon. I got a building completely turned to the ground. And I got you guys.
See, remember that no one in the thing knew that the marshal was on the train. That made us think that the marshal is actually not the marshal. And also, his behavior. He didn't even care about the station being blown up. I would just look at the marshal for him to like respond to that.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion roll. And remember, you do have a increment up that was
Alright,
given to you by Drabs.
That sounds good because then I have 2d6s
Nice.
instead of only 4. No, not even. I have 1d4 now because I don't have persuasion, so I'll either half it or up it by 1 die with the thing, so that seems nice. And with that, we have 2 ones.
Wow.
I got a 9! All of that didn't work.
He says,
That
now,
bedside manner.
now, I don't not really understanding this one here. Something lost in translation, maybe. Mrs. Slater, Deputy Slater, would you mind filling me in on some details here?
Oh yeah. So I mean, back on the train, we ran into the deputy. I don't know, something fishy was going on. I think we essentially like, I don't remember if we told the sheriff and the deputy back when we were explaining things like what happened, or if we were just talking to the sheriff. I'll relay the gist of what happened on the train, but the note that he saw him typing on the telegraph, and the stuff about the ghost rock. So I'll just kind of convey all of that to sheriff.
He says, well, Marshall, like in a sarcastic voice, hands looking kind of red here. What do you have to say for yourself? And then the marshal, quote unquote, is sitting there and says, well, you're just gonna have to shoot me now, aren't you?
See, why would we be so stupid to do that? You need to give us information. If you're dead, you cannot give that.
Because, well, I ain't telling you nothing. And he spits in your face.
Well, Heinrich would step out of the way before that happens, but still.
Yeah,
Look agitated.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cock the hammer on my revolver. And I'm gonna put the end of the barrel on his thigh. I'm gonna say, "There's a lot of places I can shoot you that won't kill you. So I tell you what, you got a lot of iron out. You got a lot of iron drawn on you now. You got yourself all tied up. You lost all your ghost rock. You ain't got no friends fixing to help you. So why don't you just tell us what we want to know, and I don't have to start putting holes in you." And could I roll up my own persuasion check?
Yes, you can. I believe actually there is some intimidation that you can roll instead.
Well, that's a good point. So I don't have intimidation as a skill. So if you all right.
You can roll. You can do persuasion if you want. If you want to do it more like in a calmer demeanor.
You're right. Yeah, that is fair. I did set it up as intimidation. So let's hope my.
You can add a die.
Oh, okay.
Add a full die from Drabs.
Excellent.
How do you feel about taking drugs? 'Cause I got some that'll make you way more intimidating than you are. You want?
Sounds dangerous.
I think I'm far enough down with my gambit. I don't think I have time to stop and snort something. But
All right.
all right. So if I'm allowed to use my wild dice, then I got a 6.
Oh yeah, of course. So thanks, Drabs, by the way, for just pouring points into this stream. I appreciate you, and so do the players, I'm sure.
Makes it more fun.
He says, well, now let's not get too hasty. He says, I know how these things work.
Pull the trigger and bullets come out.
All right.
Hold on one second. Yeah, I think the stream might have just dropped.
Yep.
Did it drop? It did drop, okay.
It did drop and he dropped out of here. Yes, we can.
We can't see you, but we can hear you.
Well, sometimes like an internet spike can do that.
Astronaut said, "No." We back? Looks like we're back.
Just so they're busy.
Thank you so much. That is so appreciated. Sorry about that, everybody. I think
Refresh.
we're back.
Yeah, we're back. Nice.
Thank you so much
Thanks
for the
again.
gift sub. Oh my gosh. thank
Yeah,
you.
I'll say thank you as well. It's not my channel, but I really do appreciate it because I am in deep with my friend Derek here. All right, so we were, well, the marshal, quote unquote, was talking, so we'll get back to that. He says, "Not too hasty here. I know how these things work. That I'll take a horse. I'll tell you what you want, and then you give me at least an hour head start. I know you're not gonna let me go." And he says, "Get this damn pin off my chest."
Well, that's easy enough. Just take this badge.
I'm about to beat you some, Marshall, for putting us into all this trouble.
Yeah.
Really,
He says,
You're not
"Missy,
really
I
in
ain't
a-
no marshal."
That's
not
what
really
we
in a
need to
place
know.
to be making demands either. I don't think on the ground there with my friends holding you.
Well, the way I see it, I'm a goner either way at this point. Thought I could sweet talk my way out of this, but it doesn't look like I'm getting anywhere. So it's either you shoot me now or you get me on a horse. I'll tell you what you want to know and you let me go because I can't go back to where I came from and I can't come back here.
I've got a horse outside, and you've got my word that if you tell us the truth and the whole truth, I'll let you ride out on that horse. But you gotta tell us everything.
His look turns from you very quickly over to Sheriff Manning. Says, "Sheriff?" Sheriff Manning gives a nod of approval.
What do we want to know? Where were you going? Who
So
are you going to?
I'm assuming you get him up on the horse and everything, and then you can ask your questions. So we'll skip to that there.
I wasn't gonna let him up on the horse until
Well, yeah.
he answers our questions, but yeah.
So yeah,
All right.
where did the ghost rock come from? Who are you taking it to? Who blew up the sheriff's office, and why don't you seem to give a shit?
Why would I care about the law? Anyway, Ghost Rock is from my employer,
Who?
Mr. Same ones that ordered all that dynamite, of course. Isn't it obvious? The extra dynamite was for the sheriff's office all along. I knew those stupid sheriffs, those stupid deputies would just load that dynamite up into their place. Ugh.
I was gonna say something about that, but
Made it easy for me.
Wow.
Slip a
anything
little
else?
bit of
Smarter
slip a
than
little
me.
bit of powder into
Ladies and
into
gentlemen.
your drink last night. No way you're staying awake. You weren't supposed to make it out either, though. Lucky, if you ask me. He's talking to the sheriff at that point for that one.
Is there anything else?
Your whole
bad?
business was to take out law in this town?
Well, yeah. Mining's much more profitable without law, or at least law that's willing to cooperate. Now, she was putting together a nice crew there, and it just wasn't gonna fly.
This is all about the mining business.
Well, of course.
You
Doc,
saw
Isn't
that
it always
Ghost
about the
Rock.
money? That was my payment you have there.
Oh, they pay well.
With Ghost Rock. What does that do for you?
Well, it's the most valuable thing you can have, ain't it?
But also the most dangerous.
I was gonna retire off of that.
Not anymore.
Yeah. Well,
We can
You're working
shoot
for
him
us
now,
meddling
right?
kids.
what'd you say?
Still didn't drop the
We can
name of his employer.
I'm
We
assuming it's
probably had
Alex.
a meeting point, no?
So my employer is Mr. Go.
Um, you weren't set to meet them. You've already communicated that. What's the plan now, I guess, is what we need to know.
The plan was for me to get out of here.
You don't know why they blew up this place.
So you just agreed to kill people. And you don't even know for what.
I didn't kill him. I just set him up for it. That's all. He's got other agents. Does that kind of work. I was supposed to pretend to be a marshal, get on the train, bring the ghost rock and the dynamite here. The ghost rock we picked up along the way, of course, is my payment. And then you guys had to come in and take a look around and get all in the business. So I had to finesse my way out of that, which I think I did a great job, if I do say so myself.
If it hadn't been for this place blowing up, we probably wouldn't have known.
Well, I didn't know it was going to happen right away.
You don't know who did that then, do you?
I was just supposed to keep slipping in your drink. Puts his head to the sheriff and then says, and then one of these nights it was going to blow, and then I would get on the train the next day, get out of Dodge, find myself somewhere nice to retire. Maybe nice little farmland, maybe nice little wife.
I think I would turn to the sheriff at this, the new sheriff at this point, and say, "Well, sheriff, it seems like you need to go arrest some mining folks, don't you?"
He says, I don't know if I have enough cups for all that, but gotta start somewhere.
It helped.
See, the problem I see here is that unless we can somehow get this rich person off the, off the radar, I don't think this will ever stop.
Gotta cut the snake's head off. That sheriff says that.
Sounds like it.
Guess, Miss Lillian, it'd be in your best interest to do something about this. Since this is kind of your neck of the woods here.
It's trouble making fools causing trouble in my town. Of course, I'm gonna have to lay the law down on them. So I think I'll be paying a visit to the mines personally. Now you folks are welcome to join me in that endeavor if you want. But
I'd be overjoyed to give you a hand.
Considering I want to work in the city, I'm gonna come with you. I'd rather not be blown up either.
I got nothing better to do.
here, if I say do whatever you will with this individual here.
Says, well, we did promise him.
I didn't promise him nothing, and I'll pull out a gun, and I'll point it at him. I'll just look at. I'll pull the trigger. Why not? I promised nothing.
Heinrich just looks away, like.
And this
Like, he doesn't
guy's
wanna see
name
that.
here is Justice, so he's gonna be getting some.
Wow.
Damn.
I'll just fire my scatter gun right in his chest if I can.
Oh god.
Yeah, I mean, he can't do anything about it, and no one's expecting you to do something like that. So, I mean, wow,
Wild card, right?
blow a hole straight through that man, and I mean, you leave a big mess behind. But and the sheriff says, "Now, why are you going to go do that?"
Why don't you ask the last sheriff why I did that?
And you see a very, very heavy face come on across his face. He says, "Now go on, get out of here," I said.
Heinrich is like luckily walking away. Nothing
Damn
to
you,
do here.
Zorfam. I can't be replacing one crime with another in here. I don't know
Well.
what you were thinking.
No
Should
crime,
be.
that's justice.
Should be hanging you. But
You're gonna hang the guy
this
that
this man
shot a man that killed your sheriff?
this man rightfully got what he deserved, in my opinion. So
We should call it even.
Suppose it
Start
can be
over.
overlooked.
we're gonna call this matter finished. We're gonna let you walk out of here, but I'll be keeping my eye on you.
Right, you should.
So much to avoiding the law.
I was under the impression we were the law now, but clearly I maybe was wrong.
I am absolutely holding on to that fake marshal's badge, by the way.
And with that, that's pretty much a wrap. I would like to ask you all one final question, though, for your characters. What do you think the next few weeks have in store for your characters, as you are now kind of in this town and you're kind of part of the happenings?
Hmm.
For
I think it's
me,
probably
depends, because I have to do a roll of some kind and I may be dead.
what now?
All right, so we'll get to that in a second. Let's go the same order we did for introductions. Jesse Plum, if you want to start us off.
Yeah, so I think at this point there would be some of the sort of networking trying to get the legal business off the ground, but I think there would definitely be a desire to help Lillian go confront the mine boss and try to root out that corruption.
Yeah, for sure. Dr. Heinrich.
Heinrich found a new place to practice medicine. Who didn't ask about his past because he didn't want to talk about it. So he has a new place to make up for what he did in the past, which I feel like he'll gladly embrace.
A new start in nowhere.
Yeah.
Mrs. Deputy Lillian Slater.
Yeah, I mean, Lillian's basically living her dream now. She is the law in the land. So I think her first order of business is she'll partner with Jesse, and she'll be working on devising a plan to get the mine operation shut down and perhaps in the right hands eventually. And I think aside from that, she's got that awareness that what are they called again? I already forgot the name of
The Black Regiment.
Black Regiment soldiers are still a threat to the town, so she'll be getting together some type of maybe her militia pals to help her take care of that and be ready for whenever that hits. So yeah.
Zofram. Zorfram.
Oh, yeah. Zorfram's monkey Fritz is probably going to tell him it'd be best to get to the mine as soon as possible to see if they can get their hands on some of that sweet ghost rock. And yeah, that's my plan. So I'll do anything to help you protect, get ghost rock. I'm your man.
Very, very cool.
I'm the right hands you want that mine in. Let's try that one.
Very awesome.
Because I have this ailment at the end of every session, I'm supposed to roll to see if I die.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay. Well, go ahead.
So that's
We do have that one decrement die. I'm not,
We do actually, and I haven't used it, and it is the end of the session, so go ahead and decrease your die.
Alright, so that's gonna be a D4 then. So if I don't get a 4, I'm dead.
Oh.
Or if I get a 1, I'm dead. Is what it is.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a 4, I live.
Oh, okay. Ooh.
Despite the
I thought I was gonna have to kill somebody kind of off screen at the end of the session, but it still would have been a death.
Yeah, that was the big one that I took, was that ailment major hindrance. I figure it's a one shot, right? So if I die at the end of it, it's no big deal.
Yeah. That's good. It's good thinking. Good thinking. Kill them all anyway? No, I won't do that.
Hey, chat. I thought you liked us.
Murder Hobo DM. No. No, this was great. And and I think it was a great time, and I hope you guys also enjoyed it. Before we do end up and wrap, though, I will give you all a chance. We'll go around one more time, and you can go ahead and shout out whatever you want to shout out. Tell us about yourself, what you're up to, where we can find you. If you want to go ahead, our person who played Jesse Plum Esquire.
So yeah, I played Jesse Plum. I'm Peo Myers. My podcast production company is Particulate Media. If you are looking to start a real play podcast and you want to hire an editor, I would be down to talk to you. My podcast is Roll Factory. It's on social and on the web at RPG Roll Factory, and we're going through the Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition character sheet one number at a time. Each short episode demonstrates how that number works in game. And I'm casting for the saving throw episode. So if you are interested in appearing on the show, all of you on the stream and folks who are listening, if you want to get in touch, I'd be happy to talk to you about it. Thanks, and I had a great time. Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, of course. Awesome. Dr. Heinrich.
I do second yeah, I can't talk anymore because I was trying to do that horrible accent. I'm glad I'm rid of it. But yeah, no, I met like amazing people. We had like good chats in the meantime, even when we were off camera. So I'm just glad I met new people, got into the community somehow, you know.
Glad you're here.
Yeah, if you saw me in chat earlier, my tag is Murder Veggie and I do stream. So if you want to hang out with me, like, you know, just chilly playing indie games, you can go follow me, I guess. It's so weird to say that, but you know what I mean, right? So that's what I would shout out, I guess. So yeah, but again, thank you for the opportunity. It's amazing.
All right, and Deputy Slater.
Yeah, again, my name is Angie, and I played Lillian Slater. I like to talk about geek stuff on Twitter, so feel free to chat me up there. My handle is Doki Doki Angie. I'm also a dice maker, so if you want to see lots of pretty handmade tabletop dice, you can check those out at the.dicery on Insta. Yeah, I mean, it was a delight playing with you guys today and traversing the West with you all.
Awesome. Zorfam.
My name's Andy Sidna on Twitter. You can follow me if you want, but I would give these guys all a follow because they're amazing. And thank you, Burnt Coin, for hosting this. This was so much fun. That's all I got to say. And check out those dice. We saw some. I don't know if you saw them on the stream, but they looked really good.
Hold up those dice into the camera.
Yeah. Show them.
They're pretty as fuck.
You got merch.
Dice.
Yeah, see, those are gorgeous.
Yeah.
They rolled pretty well for you today too, didn't they?
Not too bad, yeah. They did
It was a good time. You blasted away a few zombie soldiers.
Left a pile of bodies on the train then.
All right, I am at the Burnt Coin on Twitter. The big thing I want to do is say thank you to Derek for being our background guy today. He usually runs this channel. He's usually on everything that we do on this channel, but he was doing our background stuff today, and he did an excellent job, and it was great. Obviously, DMDM Studios, Derek is a phenomenal guy. We all know that. Also, on February 5th will be the first drop of my content for my Patreon, so you can find that. All that information for that's on my Twitter at the Burnt Coin. The only other thing I'll go over is 2 weeks from today, we will be doing Pathfinder 2E for the next Single Shot Saturday, and we're going to have some awesome people for that as well. So definitely stay tuned.
I'll be lurking in your chat that day for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. We have Mashy Ashy, we have the Drunken Bard, Tara, and then we're going to have one more. We still have to fill that slot. So, I mean, if any of you guys wanted to double up on one, then you're welcome to do that. Just hit me up in the Discord and we'll get it figured out. So.
Because playing with you is damn fun, and there's some open slots on the other one, so...
Yeah, we have to fill some more slots. So if you guys want to stick around in that Discord, if you want to uncheck the one for this session and check on another one to join that chat, definitely do so. I would like to have any of you guys back for another episode.
Great, check it out.
Yeah, so I will now give it to Derek. I know he's there in the background. Derek, if you would like to say anything before we cut stream.
Yeah, thanks so
and
much.
Raid.
Yeah, appreciate it, dude. Well, thank you, first of all, to everybody for being here. I always get a little nervous having folks that I don't know on, but you guys were all stellar, and I am so appreciative that we got to have y'all on. You're fantastic, and yeah, I would absolutely welcome any of you back on with open arms anytime that we can get you back on. Thank you for being here. We are going to be raiding into Nat 1 Fun, so everybody stick around for some extra souls. And yeah, don't forget, we are doing the premiere of Aeus the Mountain. It is a campaign ran by @RedemptionVA on Twitter. He is one of our homies. We do D&D every other week on 6:30 blocks on Saturday. And now we wrapped up Call of Cthulhu Bebop and the Big Easy. We are going to be staying in the Call of Cthulhu system. However, we are going to be we're going to be playing a completely different setting. Oh, thank you again for the biddies. Thank you guys. Well, thank you so much for the gift subs, for the follows, the hosts, everything to everybody. So much love to everybody. Love you guys, and we're gonna be raiding on in. So thank you, and we will see y'all in about 2.5 hours. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
One.
Thank you.